off the agenda. I also attached a note letting you all know that we'll have to do like a study hour here. Since we have a confirmation that's coming in at 8:30. So yeah, we'll have to be here. So with that, is everybody okay approving the agenda for tonight? Based on what I sent out for the mayor.
By study hour, what do you mean?
Like there will be an hour intermission where like I just asked that you don't leave the comments in case she goes up early.
Okay,
but you can just do whatever you want.
Okay.
Can you put in the slide which I touched earlier? And also, what is the hour like? Oh, is it gonna be like 7:40 or?
That's like 8:30. After the amended agenda.
Okay.
It was after I sent it out.
Sure. Yeah.
So once the off together.
Just amendment to add in the open milk update that I had.
Okay. So, hi Tom.
How we doing?
Oh, come on in. You can sit anywhere.
So nice to meet you. All right.
It's the cool thing.
You don't have anything to pull up, do you? You don't have anything to pull up, do you? Like anything on the mirror?
She's working on it.
Okay. We're waiting. There.
Rock taco?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's literally every party.
How are we doing today? Okay. Yeah.
I'm just going to take it.
To amend the agenda as stated.
Second.
We're talking about that. Who seconded it?
Who seconded? Liam. Liam.
Yeah, but who said it first?
Right.
Sorry.
I don't.
Good.
It's all Liam.
That's good. Yeah.
Zane Humber, are you going to the office?
I do know you.
Can you
Good.
get my plaque? It's in my.
Did everybody get a second to look at the minutes? Yes. Unanimous consent to each of those? Yes. Great. All right. All right. Tom, you go to pull over June 13th.
It's just,
We'll probably do run introductions. All right, so we're going to go around the room. Hey, y'all, can we bring it back, please? We're going to go around the room, say your name, any positions you want to disclose, and pronouns. So I'm Lily, I'm the Speaker of the Senate. I use she, her pronouns. Okay, Tom, take it away.
Tom DeLuca, Resident District Manager for Chartwells.
Jordan Troutman, Senator, he can pronouns.
Liam Kim, Senator.
Reese Ruski, FIA, he can Patrick, Senator, he can.
Mary Mavala Togo, Senator. Here.
I'm Lloyd, first year ambassador to the Senate. I'm Robbie, Secretary Shooter.
Yasmin, she, her. Senator.
Katrina Kelly, Director of Communications, she, her.
Jared Richard, I'm the Senator.
Candace Martinez Dunn, Assistant Director for Leadership and Governance. I serve as the SGA Advisor.
Okay. Great.
Brandon Miller, Assistant Speaker for Senate.
the Executive Vice President.
Super.
Floor is yours.
Floor is mine?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you all for having me here today. Lily asked me to come in, just give you kind of a quick update on what's going on with dining, answer any questions you may have. So I put together just a quick little informational PowerPoint for you. If any of you don't know Nicole, she's our dietitian, full-time dietitian, works for Dining Services, holds hours in health services, does one-on-one consultations, helps people find the foods they're looking for. A really great resource for campus. So if you know of anybody that's vegetarian, wants to put together a healthy eating plan, she's the person to go to. She works closely with athletics stuff. Yes, she's done some really nice stuff with women's basketball, and she's taking credit for their hot start. So we've been feeding women's basketball every day for the last 2 months, I think. So new for this year, we added our late night, Friday and Saturday late nights at True Grits. Gone fairly well, based on some feedback at student dining last week. We got a couple operational issues we need to iron out. The pizzas get burnt, some other things, but we're going to work through those. And we're opening earlier on Saturdays and Sundays, 9:30 in the morning. So we've seen some good numbers. Guys, thanks for getting up in the morning on the weekends and coming and checking us out. We're doing about 175 to 200 students before 11 a.m., which is great. Good to see that kind of took off, and it kind of spreads out that whole brunch piece too. So we're going to talk a little bit about renovations and new concepts, things we've had on the books for a little while. The International Station in the Commons, that's the Aubun Pan area, and I'll show you a drawing here in a little bit. That's the Aubun Pan Masala area in the Commons. We had planned on taking it down at Thanksgiving, but because of some design issues and engineering issues, we had to delay that. So that's going to happen this summer. And what that will do is Aubun Pan will be going away, Masala will get enhanced. We'll have a new Halal Shack station. Halal Shack is an all halal program. And franchise Halal Shack started at SUNY Albany up in New York. That'll be pretty exciting coming in. They're going to do some promotional things this spring. And then we'll do what we call student choice area, which is a concept we can flip over probably twice a semester. We can do everything from burgers to Korean to anything. We'll engage student dining committee on that, figure out what our next concept is going to be. Dunkin' Donuts coming to the Commons soon. Well, construction will start in the spring. It's going in actually where the Yum Shop is. So that's going to be a full-blown Dunkin' store there where the Yum Shop is. We're also working with the bookstore to move the Yum Shop. That'll be moved kind of from its present location on the same floor, just right around the corner from the entrance. So they're actually going to use that bottom floor as an entrance in and out of the bookstore. So that'll be a second entrance to the bookstore through the bottom level. And then Chick-fil-A in the University Center is going to a full-service counter service model. So just like your full-service Chick-fil-A, there'll be 6 registers across the front. You go up and place your order, you pay, they hand you a bag of food, you go. And we add milkshakes. So there you go. We gotta send someone to Atlanta for 2 weeks to learn how to do milkshakes. So this is just the Dunkin' layout. This is your current entrance into the Yum Shop. So the Dunkin' will flow up and then back down across the front counter, the back counter, and then support area, back of the house, production space. Kind of lays out really, really nice for us. So you come up, and actually at the top, the very top, there's 2 little things at the very top are order kiosks. You'll be able to go up, punch your order in, pay for it, and be able to get ready to go. So it fits really well into the Yum Shop space. And this is the international station where the current Aubun Pan is, and Masala. So this is Masala in this area here. And this was the old Aubun Pan area. And we eliminate the 2 Pepsi machines that are there and build out. This will be the Halal Shack side here. Have a centralized cooking station with a hood over top. It's going to really be a nice little showpiece kind of station for us. It'll be very versatile. It'll be kind of a wow factor when you first walk into Commons from that end of the building. Social media, if any of you have been on our social media, great place to get updates, see what's happening, what's open when it snows. Just True Goods, sorry. That's great. If you're not on our social media, take a look at it. Boost ordering, we added this semester. So Boost is online ordering from your phone. We have 4 locations up and running right now. Starbucks, Wild Greens, Mondo Subs, and Late Night at True Grits. So you can go on there, pay. Right now it only takes credit cards, but we're working with campus cards to get Flex dollars loaded on there. So you can actually pay with your Flex dollars when you place your order. It's gone over really well. Starbucks is as you imagine, the most popular place for people to do this. No lines, place your order, it says pick it up at 1:15, you show up at 1:15, it's sitting on the counter for you, it's already paid for. So it's kind of a really nice feature, and then as we get more comfortable with the system, we'll roll it out to more locations on campus. Rockbot is in wing 3 of True Grits. Does anybody use Rockbot? Any DJs in here? Okay. I'm a one-star DJ. I don't get like I don't play with it too much. You know, they don't have. For some reason, I can't get Marvin Gaye on there. But oh.
They don't know who he is.
Yeah, I'm in there like it's not your library. I mean, come on, it's Marvin Gaye.
It's not.
So, a lot of students really like this. It's if you don't know what it is, it's a sound system we had put into wing 3 of True Grits, where you can suggest songs to play, it queues up the songs, plays them. It's a really neat system. It's kind of changed the atmosphere of that wing too. It's a nice added feature, and depending on how it goes, we might expand it to some other wings in True Grits. The Ozai containers. This is a sustainability initiative of ours, so it's a reusable container for late night at True Grits. The first night we had it, we gave away 700 green clamshell boxes. What it is, you go ahead, you get your food in the box, you take it back to your room, you eat, you bring the dirty box back, you stick it in the machine, it records it, dumps it, and spits out a coin, and then you can go to the cashier with your coin and turn it in for a fresh box, fresh clean box. So we're getting about 30 of them returned every night, which is good. We'd like to see a little more participation in that, but 30 a night is great to start. So, you know, if you lose your coin or lose the box, it's $5 to buy back into the program that you can pay for with Flex dollars. So we're trying to figure out a way to maybe get a free coin to everybody that comes in every year in the fall semester, so they have it to start off with. Does anybody use this? Yeah? Is it working well?
I haven't returned the box yet.
Okay. Yeah. So you let it get nice and funky. Okay. All right. Our dish machine cleans, sanitizes, will be good. Yours might be a soaker though. That's a great program. So we're always looking, you know, we're always asked about sustainability initiatives, and that's one of the things we added this semester. That seems to have worked out pretty well. So that's kind of a quick update. So any questions you might have for me while I'm here? Yes?
I'm Yasmin, by the way. For the blueprint of the new word in the comments.
In the comments,
the
right?
international
Right.
allow that situation.
Yeah, there you go.
How is that going to impact I would guess say like foot traffic?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and like specifically free hour traffic?
Right. Yeah, we took a real hard look at that. We've kind of positioned the registers, you know, the one for student choice up top, register is kind of where our one pan register is. Down here at Hall Shack, we've got that there, so the line will queue up this way. We have a Sala register here, so the line will actually queue a different way. And we're going to have stanchions out there, so it'll be like little cattle chutes. And we'll work to The common staff was involved in this, so they've taken a real good interest in traffic flow and everything else. So we didn't go out real far from where it currently is. It's not much more of a footprint than we have now, except for this area kind of here, because the soda machines are right about there, so we kind of bumped that out a little bit. This is the outtakes wall here, so might be a little more of a pinch point in this area, but other than that, I think we're going to do what we can to manage the traffic flow there.
Can you tell me your name one more time?
Tom DeLuca. Yes.
Okay. Question about your sustainability.
Sure.
So we have an executive council member that is working on some eco bag initiative. Are you familiar with that initiative?
Not familiar with that.
So I was wondering if there's any possibility of coordinating efforts. I want to be able to share your information with
Oh, with Sierra.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has
So
mentioned that
in
too.
contact,
Right.
okay.
And we are, I'm not sure if Sierra's the one, but we will have a sustainability intern next spring.
Nice.
So we've done interviews. We actually put out an offer, I think, a couple days ago to a student. So there will be a sustainability intern on board doing the projects. You know, we're going to work on recycling. You know, there's a push for paper straws potentially.
Right.
We did it. You know, we go through a lot of straws. It's about a $14,000 impact every year to switch from plastic to paper. But we might be able to put a campaign together where we use actually less straws. It's on demand only. You know, we keep them under the counter and you have to ask for them or something like that.
Wish you guys would have a budget for perhaps creating something like using straws. Or
Sure.
Is that something that
Yes.
you can? So yeah, the initiatives may come from SGA. We may not necessarily have the cash to.
Well,
Well,
we
okay.
we could work
Put
together
projects together. Okay.
to come up with programs.
I got you. And your sustainability interns for spring.
Yes.
2020.
Okay, so you mentioned how the masala and awape were supposed to be taken out on Thanksgiving, but they were delayed.
Right.
What was the delay that caused it to be delayed until summer, not spring?
Well, we had some engineering. See that big square over top is the exhaust hood. So we had to modify some exhaust hoods. Those exhaust hoods run all the way to the roof of the commons. So every cooking station we have in the commons, they all get exhausted through the roof. So that's a really tricky piece as far as air pulling out of the building and balancing it with air coming in. So the school asked us to do a couple more engineering studies to make sure the outtake wasn't more than the intake. There were some issues with the actual existing ductwork that goes from that station all the way to the roof. So we have to do some further inspection and analysis on that. There's some electrical. The electricity in this building is not quite adequate enough for this building, so we have to look at pulling more power in. You know, it's called sub-panels, building another sub-panel for this station, because we are adding a good bit of equipment in there too.
And just another question. I wants to come back to me.
Not a problem. Yes.
Is there mobility with regard to meal deals?
Meal deal, as far as having them at
The
different
Well,
locations.
not just like having them, but like the deals that they're offered.
Sure.
What they're offered. Like, how do you guys decide what deals are offered?
You know, based on the 625 exchange value, we look at what would work well. We try to work in some healthy options, and there's cost parameters too. I mean, we're looking at if you get a meal swipe is 625, has to be similar to the cost of, say, a meal in the dining hall in True Grits.
Okay.
So, you know, Chick-fil-A sandwich, fries, and a drink works in well to that cost parameter. You know, we can't offer 2 sandwiches, fries, and a drink.
Right.
You know, we're working with Nicole, our dietitian, to figure out more healthy sides. You know, whether it's a small salad or roasted vegetables or something like that. Trying to figure out some more healthy options there too.
Mary, you read that?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So like, what is your like? How do you communicate to the student body? Like, what is your, I guess, most effective mode of communication?
We do it through social media. Our student dining committee, we push it out through Blackboard. We have video screens and True Bricks. We don't have control of the ones in this building. So we just kind of try to do point of sale signage.
Res Life option.
Yeah, Res Life. Through there, they can push out emails through residential.
So, for the delay to this summer, have these like outlets been notified, or is this like an internal thing?
Have the outlets? You mean like the
so,
Wall Shack? And,
yeah. So
yeah.
I've been talking to some students, and they like were a little bit befuddled as to why our pin was still there. So I don't know. I'm asking if I guess the delay has been.
It has been. We pushed it out through Blackboard to student dining committee. We'll probably push out the rest of it. We need updates. So that's part of what I'm doing here today, and then we'll push out some more things as they get a little more set.
Thank you.
Sure.
My biggest question, going off of the chair's previous question about meal deals, is are there any plans, if ever, to make dining more inclusive of commuter students?
We look at how we can better. Commuter students and graduate students are two fastest growing because residence halls are full. So commuter students, graduate students are the two fastest growing populations. We look at food trucks. Increasing our frequency of food truck days. We're looking at the possibility of getting a truck on our own. There's a possibility of maybe a Starbucks truck that we can put out in different parking lots or different areas on campus. And we understand this. Commuters, especially during like 3 hour, there's a lot of students in line using their meal plan, which kind of chokes out the commuters a little bit. Commuters are very happy with Chick-fil-A and Starbucks. As we can tell, that's one of the locations they go to quite a bit. So we're looking at different satellite locations and what we can do outside of the core, like Einstein's Bay, pretty well. Some operational issues there. Got to get the line a little faster. Got to get things queued up a little bit better there. So, but yeah, we're looking at how do we spread out our services a little bit more.
I think I'm also thinking, maybe speaking specifically to residents you have to have a meal plan.
Right.
And I have one on the computer because I'm here all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But where I'm right now, I can't afford to get the $1,000 package because also I don't live here, but I'm here every day.
Right.
So is there, or have you guys ever thought about making something more community friendly in the sense of the meal plan?
I mean, we have the 25 block, the 50 block, and the 5 meals per week plan. Mm-hmm. Commuters can buy those. They sell very well. The 25 blocks is great, or the 50 blocks is great value, especially if you go into True Grits. And take advantage of all you care to eat True Grits. It's about a 20% discount off the door price from what you're paying. So, we do $6 Fridays. We've seen a lot of success with that, faculty and staff coming in. Those folks, we try to get that out to commuters also. Grad students eat for half price in True Grits on Thursdays. So we've seen a lot of grad students on Thursdays. We've partnered with off-campus student services to do their Tuesday morning breakfast once a month in True Grits. So they're getting people in True Grits and getting them familiar with that space also.
Brandon and Mary.
Is there a way to have a block plan between 50 and 225?
You can buy multiple block plans. Like if you buy a 50 and use it all up, you can buy another 50. You just have to use that before the end of the semester because they don't roll over semester to semester. So you can buy multiple 50s.
And then I had another question was, Bruce, you mentioned working towards working with Flex, so that will also work with the
not at this time. you know, we're working just on getting the flex piece up and running. Our fear is that with meals, it would just overwhelm the system.
Miriam, Jordan, and Reese.
Besides the things that you pointed out on this like PowerPoint and like noted during conversation, what are some things that some systemic problems that you guys have like taken note of and are hoping to improve?
You know, obviously, you know, we have our day-to-day operational issues. You know, we're trying to get better at that. We're working with our staff on customer service, you know, speed of the lines, things along those lines. You know, we've had some issues this year with our register system. You haven't noticed, like, the cash registers have gone offline. They've crashed a couple times. So we're working closely with Campus Card to kind of fix that. They have to upgrade their system or switch over to a different system, so they're evaluating that at the moment. You know, there's better technology out there than what we're using right now for our system, so they're really taking a hard look at that. And that may, you know, that's probably 2 or 3 years down the road, but I think that piece, that's what keeps me up at night is the register system. You know, my manager's calling and going, you know, hey, it's 7 in the morning, we're opening up and nothing's coming up on the register. So. And it causes issues, you know, there's nothing worse than a student wanting to use it, that they pay a lot of money for it, and the cashier going, sorry, you know, can't do it. So we're working on better systems to handle these situations also.
Yeah, I have a question. I think it's in 2 parts. So I remember last year there was like some kind of system where you could like donate one of your meals. How well has that been going?
That went well. It's Save a Swipe program, Retriever Essentials. I'm part of the Retriever Essentials group. So students are given a window to sign up and donate meals. This year, I believe we had about 180 meals donated. You can donate either 5 or 10 meals. So we have 180 meals donated, and I think we distributed about 170 of those so far to students in need. We have a AmeriCorps Vista, I don't know what they call it, intern, Lauren, working through the Shriver Center, who was hired to kind of oversee the program. So it all flows through her and through counseling services. So students are truly in need. We go through Lauren or counseling services, fill out a questionnaire, have a little one-on-one meeting. You know, if they're in need, they're given a card with 5 or 10 meals on it. They're only allowed to get 1 card. It's not a long-term solution, but it's part of the Retriever Essentials piece where we have the food pantry. We're looking to expand that when the rack gets renovated. Retriever Essentials will have a space in the rack, hopefully. It's penciled in there right now, so you know, we're working, and it's worked out well. It's been a good program. We made some changes from last year, so students don't have to donate 16 meals.
A follow-up question. It's kind of related, but it's more about what happens. What happens to like flex that's not used? Does it like roll over? Like I mean, like it is roll over for us, but does it go to a pot or something like that? Or
Flex, when you buy a meal plan, Campus Card office holds all the flex.
yeah.
When you use it in my operations, I get paid for it. But any leftover stays with Campus Card. So it stays with the university, it doesn't go to dining services. And they use it for, you know, their general operations within Campus Card. And it's typically about $11,000 to $12,000 a semester. Doesn't get used. So that's why we're out there wanting to use it.
That's why you get that email every day.
Yeah.
Reese, last question.
So if you could go back to the new projects and renovations, like can you just run me through the timelines for each of them? Like, if you said they're starting over summer, will it be done by fall?
So let's start with Dunkin' Donuts. What we have to do is we have to move the Yum Shop first. So we're going to design the new Yum Shop, move the Yum Shop. That will probably happen late January, early February. And then we're going to start construction on Duncan in the Young Shop space. I hope they have that done by May. So we're going to finish up Duncan first. And then we're going to move on to the International Station, Teaching Kitchen, and Chick-fil-A during the summer. So we're going to do those 3 concepts during the summer and have them ready for the fall semester.
Right.
All right. Any other questions? Great.
All right.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you.
All right.
If you all want to go to dining with me, let me know.
Yeah.
I'll send full names. All right. So, insurance is confirmations, right? Yes. I don't have you.
Thanks for asking.
What she say?
Hey! What's going on? Can I get your autograph, sir?
Who is coming after the
I've never seen that.
AZH?
This is like never mind. This like
Yeah, it is.
If you like think about it. Like glasses. It's good stuff.
They have horrible standards that I was thinking.
I'll do that. Okay, where am I going? Jeanette, let's type it out. Alright, y'all. We did that. Alright, Julia should be here soon.
She's here.
Oh, hi. We just got here, right?
Just a little bit. Just a little.
Come up. Hello. Good to see you again. Alright, friends. So, round of introductions.
Yes.
Who wants to start? Yes, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Yasmin. Oh, yes. I'm Senator. She's in the
Robbie, I'm the secretary. She her pronouns.
I'm Boy. I'm a first and last in the Senate.
Very well, so good. Not first semester, senator. She her pronouns.
I'm Executive Vice President of Organizations.
Hi, Senator.
Hi, I'm Patrick. Seven.
Maybe get another shoe.
Hi, Jordan. Seven.
Hi, Lillian, Speaker of the Senate, she pronouns.
I'm Brenda, the Executive Vice President of Initiative.
I'm Brandon Moon. I'm Speaker of the Senate.
Janice Martinez, Assistant Director for Living Human Development for Serving as Student Advisor.
Jared, Michigan, Senator.
Nice to meet all of you. It's great to meet you.
Alright, so, if you just wanna, sorry, let me pause. Okay, if you just wanna start introducing yourself, tell us a little bit about why you're here, and, just like what drew you to working on this book.
My name's Julia. I'm a junior. I'm currently a history major, poli-sci minor. I use she, her pronouns. I think the election board is an important part of student government. I think elections are crucial regardless of who is being elected. They're not sounding good, but I think they're an important part of any functioning democracy. And I think that the SGA is very important to the sort of the community that UMBC is, because students deserve to have a voice in the decisions that are being made on a campus that on a campus that they're paying tuition for. I think I doubt anybody would disagree, but I think the SGA is a way that students very important for that. And because of that, I was honored to be nominated, and I would very much like to help make campus feel a little more democratic in any possible way. Thank you.
All right, time you on the video, so I am doing. All right, so we're gonna start questions. So who has a question for Julia?
I volunteered for very political candidates for the Democratic Party. I'm currently the vice president of UBC College Democrats, so I follow elections very closely, and I've always been kind of fascinated with the Voting Rights Act. It's I've researched it a lot, and that's on a more campus level. I did run for senator in my freshman year. I did not win the race, but I learned quite a bit about the sort of campus election process over the time.
What are some I guess ways that you think what are some ways that you think paint the SGA elections as undemocratic that you I guess heard from people, and what ways you hope to repair it?
Well, I think quite a few people talk about previous SGA. I think in the past there have been some less than savory characters on the SGA, just based on what I've heard from former students. That mostly was gone by the time I came to UMBC, so I don't have a lot of personal experience with it. But I feel like the idea that your voice doesn't really make a difference kind of carried through, even though I think there's been a lot of really great work done by the previous SGA presidents to kind of repair that trust. And I definitely also think that there's sort of a more general sense of apathy that pervades younger, sort of, not to sound like a grandma, but younger people. I think I've seen that in discussions of politics with a lot of my peers. The good news is that there's definitely kind of been a general turnaround. Again, this is more on a larger scale, but I think that there's a really great chance to capitalize off of that for our campus governments as well. I know after the 2016 election, I think that was my first year at UBC, so I don't know a lot of what it was like before, but there were a lot of really incredible people who ran during the election that I also chose to run in, and I think that we might see a similar surge in people interested in the campus government process after the midterms, because there was such a high youth turnout, and I think that's something we could really capitalize off of, encouraging people to vote in campus elections the same way they voted in the midterms. Sorry, that was a little bit long.
So I can see that you're very enthusiastic in the process, and you're really into some games of democracy. What other skills would you say that you would bring to the election board team?
Well, I've been at UMBC for I think it'll be 3 years, and I know quite a bit about the campus. I definitely think that I have an understanding of how to organize events. I've done that before for College Democrats, and also for off-campus groups I've worked for, like New Maryland. And so I'm very good at setting things up. So I mean, and I'm willing to get there early and set up if necessary.
Election board generally runs on a shift period that can be at some pretty difficult times of the day, leading up to the night. How do you feel your schedule can work around that?
I think that I definitely, one of the things that I think I've learned a lot about, a lot of it at UBC is scheduling, time to study and learning how to basically use and use the free time
said, I feel like you are very passionate about political science, and I'm interested to see how you would implicate, I guess, like, political theories into election, or like SGA election, because, I don't know, you did a good job of like making it sound important, and I feel like, I hope you could, I guess, make other people find it important too.
I definitely think that's something, I definitely think that's something I would work on doing as an election board member. I think that there's definitely a lot that, I think that the SGA does a really good job at advertising. I think in a lot of cases students kind of feel overwhelmed and have a tendency to just sort of tune everything out, especially when it comes near the end of the semester. And I think that one of the things that to really emphasize is how easy it is to vote. I mean, I think our campus has done a pretty good job at making it, like, you don't have to, you can vote online, which I think is something a lot of people, like, not entirely realize that they can do. And I think that, and I think a lot of people just kind of think, well, I'll do it, I'll do it later, and they wind up not doing it, which I'm sure we've all done before. But I think that it's important to just emphasize to people not only that they should vote, but also that it's not a huge commitment. It's more like just doing something small that will improve overall with the campus.
Any other discussion points and senators?
Move to approve JLO 7/18/19 compilation Julia Burn.
Okay. Anybody like during extensions? Alright, great. Number senators for it. Alright. Senators, list. Senators stating, not present. Zero. This motion passes. The Senate parties. So tomorrow, you'll have finance board confirmation as well, so we should reach out to you online. But congratulations, you passed the Senate. Thank you, Julia, for coming in. You too. Thank you. That's doing well.
Oh.
It's up to you.
Yeah.
You didn't feel like a quick break or something?
Yeah, I was about to.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can take a break, and if Jerry wants to talk to you, we can.
Okay. Well, I mean,
What did you want to tell people, sir?
well, I don't have to. Very good person.
I just want to know.
She was a little thrown off by it, but
Yeah.
when I was listening to what she was saying, I just heard nothing really of substance. And it just felt very political and politic. It was just like even when you asked her what her time commitments were, she didn't like say like this is how my schedule is or when it's busy, and I'll be able to work through that. She just like I can find little moments to like slip in stuff. It was like just nothing was really lining up for me. So,
Sorry. Is that what it?
yeah, pretty much what. Just put me off. So I was like, I don't want to go for it.
Why didn't you say that before? Because like, that would have like, I didn't think about that.
Well, I didn't bring it up right in discussion, I think, because I had sort of the feeling, but I wasn't exactly sure how to describe it. But, I mean, that's kind of weak, so.
I also feel like you weren't really given the opportunity to, because she like had really long-winded responses and she like stuttered a lot, so it was just like spit it out, baby. But it was still what?
Ooh.
Oh no, it wasn't bad.
Okay.
It was like monkeys. It was just like what?
Gotcha.
It was not bad. I mean,
No, yeah, I was like,
I wouldn't feel.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, that made me. That threw me off because honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to like saying that, but if she was here.
No, I'm saying I agree with you. It's
Okay.
okay. That when people take up a lot of time, we have to go back and like think about. So we've structured now how people answer a question, and are we giving them enough time with ourselves to ask questions? So that was my view of agreement, because that's also how I felt. Because I had to cut off conversation when I felt like people might still have questions, but we were nearing like 5 minutes, and I was like, we have to move on.
Yeah, and also she responded during the discussion, so I feel like we should make it clear that they aren't to respond. Not that it's like shut up, but like I'm like being very like, I don't know, I just got really hot. Like, I feel like people think that I'm being so mean. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. Yeah.
Oh, I just want to, did you? I don't remember doing anything.
Because our period of discussion isn't necessarily closed. So like, people are welcome to add in discussion points because ours doesn't have to deal with like money, like that stuff. So she would have been able to respond. Normally people don't, which is why we never really have to say like, this is really just a point for the Senate to discuss. That's probably the first time I've seen it in a few months, years, maybe. So it's not only unless you like ask them a question directly. But yeah. Yeah.
I think we should really use discussion to talk amongst ourselves, not to like address the candidate in any situation. Because I feel like that takes away from the since the other time that they might respond to that, and it's like if you're going to tell them that I think you're good for the job, like you can do that with your vote as opposed to taking the time out. Whereas like when we have people who are unsure on how they're going to vote, I think that's really discussion at the time where you can say, here's why I'm unsure, but I'd like to see if anyone can change my mind or give me a different opinion or something that I'm not getting or voice that. But there's no real use just saying, hey, I think you're going to do well.
Okay, I do want to say if anybody needs to leave the room, you're welcome to leave the room if you want to stay for the conversation. Do you have a hands up raising, please? Okay, Patrick, Reese, Mary.
I agree with that. Actually, I think I was going to, I was going to do it, I was going to say, like, I really would actually, like, we did something, so I was going to say, that saying that doesn't add anything to this conversation. So that's what we're trying to do, to add a lot of brevity, conciseness to this. That's why I say that, so I appreciate that.
Well, I just want to say that these questions are called interview questions, which are very kind of political in nature, because you don't have any firm notice of these questions, so you kind of come up with your own spot, and that's hard for you to come up with substance like that. Like she can't offer just tell you everything that's going on. So I think there's a certain degree of leniency that you have to give because these people can give incredibly detailed responses to questions that they have just received, depending on the person.
I also like this came up like in Senate last year, like how we should do discussion because we felt like discussion points would be influenced by the presence of the person we're discussing. Or I don't know if it came up this semester, I'm not sure, but as a point, I feel like maybe we should not look at the person and just like talk to senators. Like I mean, I know that maybe like exclusionary, but like discussion is not really for the person, like you said.
Yeah,
I mean, the person, like
the speaker kind of makes like Zay says, like the finance board discussion is like this period is only for finance board members, and so like the speaker can similarly say something like that in this period of discussion is for like senators to speak amongst themselves.
Yeah,
and like would that help?
But the point of like the like pushback last year was that it was an open thing and that's not written in our guiding docs for like bylaws. Like the person has to be here. I don't know if we can change that. Like what's the would that count as like executive session or like
kind of the Senate's supposed to be that's why everybody's in here because in order to put people out of the room or ask them not to be here we have to go to executive session because that's the point of like an open meeting. That's why like same with the finance board their members are there when they're discussing like what their budget's getting cut for and stuff like that. Because if you don't then it's defeating the purpose of an open meeting and only people like senators or executive members should be in the
so could we say something like, can you step up? But like I mean the live stream because like executive session like the live stream is off and everything. If they wanted to know what we said about them, the live stream is there. They could see that. But I feel like then like them being present in the room like, does a lot to the discussion points. Or maybe that's what you know. And just like just a disclaimer, like I really wasn't coming at her when I said like spit it out. I saw like faces change, like, and I was like,
yeah,
I wouldn't.
You're saying,
yeah, I wouldn't have been opposed to like saying that if she was here. It wasn't now she's gone, I'm gonna talk about her.
Yeah.
That's something that came up actually when we were in coming through for her. Is that like a lot of directors took a really long time to formulate.
Yeah.
So like
that is just really good too.
Yeah.
Like I helped her run her election first year and it was very much really good as well. So I think that's just her in person too. Yes, Dane?
the Senate doesn't hold grant for grant. But I guess I would just say, and I know I like get uncomfortable too when I do it, but like I guess just like say what you're feeling as well, because I think it's important to just like express what you're saying. And that's like very, I think just like an example of having student contribution, talking about like having money for them and like not being able to fulfill the request and like I think it partially like, you know, effective or something, but I do think it's like important because I think it's just some of the meetings I have been to, I've been to a lot, obviously, because I have classmates time, so usually like interviewing with cool class got out early, so yeah, let's skip it. But I think that's important, even if it like makes,
right.
Not if, I mean, even if it does get uncomfortable, because I think that's kind of like what happens like during meetings sometimes, like we have to have those tough conversations. And I know like I've kind of like grown into that role as well, like I just kind of say it, and if it like kind of comes off like that, you can always try to like explain it in a different manner, but I just think it's important. Because I think what Jordan was saying too, like I think when you say something, it like when people say stuff during finance board that I'm not thinking about, it gives me a whole new perspective, like, well, I wasn't thinking about that. It definitely like makes me rethink my vote and how I'm going to kind of see the situation or my stuff or viewing. So.
Yeah, I think it goes back to that like getting comfortable with saying uncomfortable things. I've always like cushioned it on my position of being like, I can't do this in the best faith of like what I think SGA should be. Because it's nothing personal. It's just like maybe their time could be good or they don't have the position. And like so it's just like figuring out your way of saying it. I think is really what it is. Yeah, let's see what
I don't.
Sorry about Brent. Let us know if it comes back to you. Oh, Candace says no yet. Alright, we're waiting for
one disappeared.
Huh?
I think she noticed if one disappeared.
Yes. Diet Coke is like her kryptonite. That's like her weakness.
Oh yeah. I like not trying to like borrow everything from finance board, but at least I've been to more meetings than probably people normally go to. They don't have to go. It's kind of like thing that's for the discussion is amongst finance board members, but they're giving like the candidate or nominee or is like given a chance to respond to anything that they feel was like we said that was misinterpreted or anything. So I think that might also help with like saying how we feel. If, like the candidate knows that, or we know the candidate can like give a quick response if like anything we say might be not in line with what they are. But it also kind of gives them, the candidate, like an idea of, all right, I'm not supposed to talk during this time, but I'll get a chance to respond if I hear anything that like, wasn't what I intended.
Oh man, when you said spit it out, like I think people understood what you were trying to say. So like don't internalize it. Yeah.
It was just tough because it was like I was like, do I make them mad and go past 5 minutes or do I let her talk? Like I was like, there's no good way to do this. Okay.
Yeah, you're a good person. You're a good little child.
Yes. All right.
Like if we want to discussion confirmations, can we vote to do that, or is it still just like a hard thought?
No, that's the one that we like agreed on was that if there is a end of conversation, like normally like during that mark, like there's things that need to still be talked about, and then we can vote to extend it. But people were really smart questions, so I wasn't gonna like do that like 6 minutes. So it's like that balance of like what you move on and also like I was stepping up to others like kind of like questions.
Yeah, I should know about that work
I was so surprised at the name.
Yeah, he was like 20 minutes might be tight to come up questions. I was like, we're gonna make it work.
Yo, I was like, these questions were
so good. Start a little early.
That's the pressure off me that time. Like my notes are like so far.
You can help me with Gabby because I kind of forgot.
Gabby's white and short.
Wow. Yeah, I remember Gabby did, but I forgot what time she wanted to schedule.
What class is
Do you have a number of that?
The
It's on my captioner.
There's a blackboard which I should be added for students. So if you'd like to come with you.
And then
Yeah, I could like figure it out for you after.
Sweet. No, I don't need all that.
That
He has like black hair.
Actually, they will have a big semester because Chara is a long-standing member.
That was the not the hiccup. Oh.
So if they're looking for people to add in,
He's Asian, but I think he's.
they may typically like once a month.
No, he's at the table next to you.
Chara's graduating at the end of this semester.
Last year.
Wait,
No, not Trevor.
Saturday. Wait, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Is anyone else, are there student organizations on campus?
Organizations or?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
No, I have Nicholas Lee. I
Yeah.
have him.
He sounds like a nice lot.
Is he bigger?
Do you want to go like,
Hey, let it.
you want to go like around?
No,
No.
we're gonna have somebody do it. Hey, y'all.
What was in the gospel choir though?
Guess who fumbled the bag?
Is it what?
She's not coming until 6:40, so who wants to give an SGC update?
Oh. Yeah, you might have to start with looking open because my laptop is.
Yeah, which
Alright, so on Friday we had the Okamoka oversight management committee thing. Colin was there, so I didn't want to have to say that much or do anything. But the only things I'm going to give updates on are for the construction updates. So only one more of their departments needs to get their permits in before they can fully start construction. They plan on having their soft opening in March 15th. So at that point, they'll encourage student loans to book up the space, and you can book up the space as well. I don't think it's the 25 block. They're going to use a different thing, but that should be publicized to students towards the beginning of spring semester. And they plan on having their grand opening on April 1st. This was mainly under Colin's purview since he was at that meeting talking about it, but the SGA part side of it that they our help with, because they're working on the campus card discounts, so kind of trying to figure out which businesses in Arbutus still have the red card discount program and the use your dollars there program. So Sorrento's and Papa John's are the only two places in Arbutus where you can use your campus card, your Retriever dollars and your Flex to buy stuff there. But there's a lot of other places in Arbutus where if you show your red card, you get a 5 or 10% student discount. So they're trying to catalog where you can get those discounts and then where you can send those Flex, and then trying to increase the program so that more places will take your Retriever dollars and Flex, and more places will do the campus card discounts. So they're trying to link that with the opening of the open shop. That's basically it. So.
Beautiful. Alright.
Mary?
Yeah, what meeting was this?
What meeting was it?
Yeah.
This is the Okamoka Committee Management meeting. So this is the upper level administration. They meet once a month to go over the big stuff, and then this is separate from the weekly Okamoka meetings, which are with the people who are actually doing it.
Okay. You said they'd be once a month?
Yeah, those are this is separate from the Tuesdays at 8 a.m. Really isn't separate. That's used. There's another question.
Who's the main person in charge overseeing the Okamoka project? Is that Joe or
Yes.
Review.
It's for here?
It's Gib and Joe.
Yeah. Gib and Joe are the administrators on that side, but I don't know the names of all the students because they're in a group. There's not one person who stands out as a major in charge of everything, but it's the group of director students.
So it's not director students, it's just.
Or the people in the entrepreneurial class.
So there are two. Michael's a short one. Michael, and then there's. I forgot his name. Pre? Deep.
Well, not everybody that you see in the morning is from the original. Some of them can't make it that morning.
Yeah. So there's
also Shaka's part of it.
And then Krishna.
Well, Krishna graduated. So people just come when they can come, I guess.
Yeah.
My meeting is mainly with the administration, maybe 1 or 2 students from that, the small group that go up to represent on the big group. But this is mainly people Nancy Young and Joe and other legal counsel and that kind of stuff to handle the big things like the certain permits, managing budgets, and things.
Okay. Questions for next? All right. Next update from the student. Who went to IT steering? I thought it was canceled next week. I thought we had that conversation last week.
I did not go, so.
Oh, that's fine.
Let me check.
You're still on.
What was it been?
It was Wednesday morning say 11 or 10 to 11:30.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
It's not on the calendar. Yeah, I think, sorry guys.
Okay, Joe.
All right. Ask Lacey. Thank you.
You were one of the names that I forwarded.
Is this everyone's Saturday? I can get one real quick. Alright, so thanks to our meetings ending earlier, I can now start going to the SEB meetings. So they don't really have much support, but they just like people to like come out and be supportive of their events and encourage other people to come out. They have their unbirthday on the 5th, but the main one that they want to advertise is the 8th. So December 8th, Saturday, it's their big late night breakfast and bingo at Z Hall or True Grits from 10 to 12. They're partnering with like RSA and Brett's Light for that. So they'd like to encourage as many people as they can to come out. So if you could just let other people know to come out to that. And then they'll have their like finals care package available on the 10th of December, which I want to say is the Monday, so 1 week from today, from 1220 Main Street. So just pick those up, and it's like a bunch of things to help you de-stress. And then Quad Mania dates are going to be April 21st to 28th, but they don't know who's performing or any of that stuff yet. They're still working that out. But those are going to be the dates set for Quad Mania.
I would like to add on a secretive note that Travis Scott is in the price range of the SEC budget.
Just being in the price range does not mean that he's a viable candidate.
All I'm saying is Travis Scott is in the price range. That's all I can say legally. That's all I can say legally.
Alright, time to drill some people for next meeting tonight.
He's in the price range. That's all I can say.
Straight up.
Then RSA just wants to remind people who live on campus to fill out their satisfaction surveys, link that information, and to listen out for, and again, it's only really if you live on campus with the RSA events, but to just start looking at finals and then making sure that you can, one, use your flex before you use your flex, which is December 18th at 8 p.m. is when, like all of that junk gone. So you have to use it before then, otherwise it's going to disappear. And then looking at the instruction that you need for moving out. So just to take a look at that stuff. That's all RSA has.
Make sure you don't get fined.
You get fined if you move out late. They say if they say move out, like it's like move out on the I want to say the 19th by 6 o'clock, and if you're there afterwards, it's a $50 fine for overtime. So
You have to move out all your stuff?
no, you just have to be gone.
Just give it.
No.
Yeah.
Can't have people on the floor.
Huh?
Can't have people on the floor. Oh yeah, you already have to check your room to make sure that it's following the health and safety standards and all that stuff. And then your class.
Yep.
Alright.
Yeah. Essay. Is that how long?
Oh, you still night.
Yeah, but I didn't know if you had your.
I was not there. I was dumb. I had an emergency.
I'm still young. I'm sorry. I'll load up mine.
Word.
Oh. Hi.
Say again?
Welcome. Feel free to sit anywhere.
I'm just filling up other stuff. That's just here. I can do dining afterwards.
Alright. So, just before we start the confirmation, welcome to the Senate. It's nice to have you here tonight. So we're going to go around the room and just do introductions so you know who we are and we can get to know you. So I'll start. Hi, I'm Lily. I'm the Speaker of the Senate and I use she, her pronouns.
I'm Brenda, I'm the Executive Vice President, I use she, her pronouns.
I'm Brandon Hill, I'm the Speaker for Senate, and I use he, her pronouns.
I'm Jared Richard, and I'm one of the senators.
Oh, Yasmin, she, her pronouns, senator.
I'm Robbie, I'm the Secretary of she, her pronouns.
Hi, I'm Lavoy, I'm a Senate FYA, she, her pronouns.
Mary Latoga, Senator, she, her pronouns.
Hi, Patrick, Senator.
Hi, I'm a first year student, she, her pronouns.
I'm Senator Keith.
Reese, FYA, Keaton.
Liam, Senator Sheehan.
I'm Jordan, Senator Ethan.
Cool. So, you have like 2 minutes to introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about yourself and what interests you in the election board. So feel free to start with Jordan.
Hi, so my name is May, and this is my first year at UMPC. I am currently a biochem major, and on my free times I read. I try to volunteer at my local school back at Columbia. I also plant habanero peppers. So what got me interested in this organization is that it is the representation of not like marginal students, but as a whole undergraduate body. So I want to be a part of that, this organization that represents all of the UMPC students. But also I want to, I guess, so the SGA organization, what I heard is that it's not looked well upon by other organizations because you guys are the funding for these organizations, and because they're not happy with certain policies or other I guess things that you do. I guess what I want to give back to this organization is to, I guess, deter this disdain for the SGA by some other organizations by showing why we make our decisions and how we can better appeal to their likings, I guess you could say.
Cool, thank you. Alright, so raise questions. Patrick.
What do you think the job of an election board member is?
It's to, in my opinion, it's to get the undergraduate bodies, the students, to vote for, to participate in elections, but also to spread the idea of what the purpose of SGA is, and but not only that, but to garner support and to garner this collectivism ideology that SGA is for the student body, is for the undergraduate student body.
Sure.
So did you hear about the election turnout last year?
Poorly,
It was
yes.
like 5% of the students.
Yes, yes.
So, what?
It's like 600.
600 people.
600.
Yeah, so, I mean.
611.
Like, yeah,
Which
that's.
was
what'd you
the
say?
worst result that I've heard.
I mean, I don't know compared to other things, but it's pretty bad. Yeah. But, so, I think that that's probably going to be like your biggest challenge going forward as the election board, is just getting students to vote, right? Which we've pretty much been unsuccessful with. So I don't necessarily, I'm not going to prompt you for like ideas because I feel like it's something that is going to be difficult. But are you, I guess, are you good, I guess, at, or do you have any experience outreaching to people?
So currently I live in the, I kind of call it the residence thing, but I have some experience with garnering support for certain causes. It's basically to appeal to the students' interest. So I have this idea of like a collective fair to not only help the SGA organization, but also help the other organization. So this collective fair is, I guess, SGA run, but it's also supported by other, I guess, clubs and other organizations that help run these activities. So basically they set up their activities and we help organize it, and this not only garners support for them, but for SGA. And then during this event, we can spread our incoming group members.
So are you talking like what we do as SGA, or are you saying like we should have a big event where we can bring a lot of people in and then we have to vote?
No, not vote.
Okay.
We have to, we first have to establish what we do, because for incoming students, we don't know what SGA is. Like initially, I didn't know what SGA is. I have an idea because I was in SGA high school, but it's drastically different from SGA college.
So you're saying before we can get people to want to be motivated to vote, they have to understand why they should want to vote.
Why it's important.
Okay.
So that kind of creates the idea that, oh yes, the policies that we make affects them all. So by establishing this event, not only will you get the word out of what SGA does, but it's also going to, I guess, garner support for.
Yeah, I have one question. So, what motivated you to run for election board?
So, as I said before, I want to be a part of an organization that does not only, I guess, represent the marginal groups as like other organizations. I want to be a part of a group that represents all of the members in this community. And by doing that, I can help I can try to help them. But also I want to give back to this organization by bringing in what my perception of how other people perceive this organization and how I can internalize that and I guess make this a bit better.
Alright, so time is up for right now. Does anyone want to extend this conversation?
Can I move to extend? I'll second. Thank you.
Yeah, can I have, how many hands up for you? For now. Jared, you're the tiebreaker.
Wait, you want a tiebreaker?
You're the tiebreaker.
Alright,
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Okay. Patrick, did you have a question or?
Yes.
I have a question. Okay.
No, Ed, you go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you know, or you hopefully as you know, so the election board can have a pretty time-consuming schedule during the elections. So can you talk to me about how many credits you're taking next semester and the time that you'll have both day and night for anything that might come up during that time?
For next semester, I'm taking 60 credits. So I've already quit my current job to have more free time to, I guess, participate in the organizations in the following semester.
You said organizations, is it just this one or which other ones?
I want to be a part of this one specifically.
Okay. Thank you. Other questions? I extended it by 2 minutes, so somebody has another question. There's a minute and a half left.
Yeah, so you've spoken like a little bit vaguely on some of the stuff you're interested in. Other than the fair, what specifically do you think you could like really bring to the election board to really help get out like the turnout for this election?
So I guess you could say that currently how I perceive why the turnout is bad is because no one is interested in what anyone has to say or anyone has to do, because either they don't care or they don't know. So what I would do is spread the idea or help spread the idea, whether through flyers or giving out organic cookies, through the breezeway, or any way to spread the idea that it is imperative that the students vote. I'm not forcing them to vote, but I'm, I guess, prompting them, giving them the idea that why voting is important, but also to participate or to run for election because they can make a difference to the students at university.
Jordan has a quick question.
So, would you say that maybe one reason for running for election board member would be so we can get a better experience or like understanding of what SGA does?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Because right now as a freshman, I still want to learn more about this organization. I have an idea of what it does and how it runs, but I want to get more experience so I can help other students, help other incoming students that want to be a part of this organization to help, I guess, be their mentor.
Yeah, I understand.
Cool. Great. So we're going to move into discussion. Discussion is intended for senators to speak to each other. So,
so let me know if this is like not an okay question, but I'd be really interested to see why there were 2 no votes for this.
I think nominating votes are confidential. Correct?
They are confidential, but if you look at the sponsors, the minus people who were on the last go up, they should be yes.
I'll probably just know why, but
I can explain, but other discussion, that's not my discussion.
Okay. George, what are you going to say?
Can we just do discussion before we do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so 4 minutes, senators, let's talk.
I believe that May is a good candidate.
As long as it doesn't have to do with what anyone else in the board said, you can say it.
Okay, you can speak on behalf of yourself.
So so I nominated May in the competition because I believe she, well, I know her work ethic and she's very much capable of running as a member. And I also nominated her for the reason being that she's a freshman with fresh perspective also as a resident freshman. So she has fresh perspective on like incoming freshmen on like the voting requirements that she has.
She seems to have pretty lofty goals, or not lofty, or I feel like they're tangible, and I like that there are some ideas because for other election board members that we've confirmed, I've asked about, I think time and time again I've asked for ideas, and it's pretty much been the same thing, but this is the first time I've heard like an actual like event that, I don't know, this is something different, this is a different idea, and I like that she's thinking about different ways to, I guess, like prompt voters to participate in the election. But I also feel like she's a bit unaware of like what election board is responsible for doing, and maybe that's just something that can change with like experience, sort of like what Jordan mentioned.
I just don't think this is the right position for her. Piggyback off what Mary just said, but also that she's a freshman, I just feel like, I don't think this is a good fit. Just based off of her answers she's given us, which are good answers, and, fresh enthusiasm, desire for things to change and to help be a part of that change. But I don't think this position is good for that.
I'm actually going to put myself. You're going to wait and say
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Yaz here. I think that the ideas that were presented for the elections are, especially, and I mean this and no offense, as a first year student trying to organize an event at that scale, I think it takes a lot of organizational backing that as a freshman they may not have like access to the same. Also, now I think that in other SGA positions she would be successful. I agree, though I'm not sure that election board is the best fit currently. But again, if anyone has anything to speak on, I'd be more than happy to hear it out. But also with 2 no votes from the nominating committee, I want to hear more about that as well. At the end, of course, we're like doing kind of wrong, but it seems like this might not be the best fit currently.
Ms. Brandon, next, and Jake, your hand
So I push back on that, on the lack of experience thing a little bit, since my understanding is Jessica's job to be acclimating all of the election board members. I don't know if prior knowledge of the organization is what we're looking for in election board members, especially when we want them to be fair and like non-biased. So I feel like the experience part is going to come from Jessica after people are elected into that position.
Mayor? I also disagree with Jazz and Patrick, but from what Jasmine pointed out, it seemed as though like you were in
It's fine.
I'm so sorry. Yes, I keep doing this. Yes, I'm so sorry. Yasmin? I'm so sorry. I did this like 3 times during being done. I apologize. I apologize. Yasmin said it almost seems as though I don't know. I really like to hear more because from what you said, it sounded like you wanted her for this position, but you're saying I don't know, she's not a good fit, but you liked everything that she said. So I would like to hear more about what you think, and also like the experience thing. I feel like we know that she's a freshman and she has time to I guess like get acclimated with the position, and also it is Jessica's job to like get them acclimated. But also, if we're comparing her to the other confirmation, we all voted yes to her, and just as Jared pointed out, she didn't really have any concrete ideas to like bring to the table. And I mean, I don't think that was necessarily a bad thing, but here's somebody who has something new that we haven't seen from other candidates. So I think we should really consider that when voting. Yeah, that's my take.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I agree with that sentiment of there's been people in the past we put forward, and I think not to pit people against each other, but it's a really solid confirmation for, in like my opinion at least. I think fresh eyes are good. I also think remembering that she won't be alone on the election board, and that there are people that have previously served on the election board before to help like kind of guide her. And ideally, like the election board would become a process where like people are both like veterans of the election board and new people coming on, so there's constant like turnover, but people are like being guided in the process, similar to like how we work in SGA. Like there's old people, new people. You're kind of guided by some of the old people. You learn new things, fresh eyes. And also remembering that I think this would be a really good position, even though she is a freshman, because the election board is supposed to be external to the SGA, and while they're put forward through the nominating committee, they don't act the same, and it's kind of like this would be a good way for her to like get a taste of SGA without having some of the same expectations that we do and some of the same pressure, because she's literally not supposed to be involved in SGA capacity. We are because of the bias. So I have Jordan and Jared and
Yeah, I was gonna say that she seems to have a general understanding of SGA, but not not very detailed. And I first thought that could be like kind of a negative thing, but now when I'm thinking about it, I feel like if you are on the election board, it is kind of good to have at least a perspective as to someone who doesn't know much about SGA. To like, as Kai said, like give fresh perspectives. There's just something that's just making me feel reserved about confirming or like passing her through, because I still don't know if like this is a position that would be best for her. I'm really kind of conflicted about like if this is the best position for her, like being on the election or the other positions.
So while I'm kind of in agreement with Jordan, it's probably not the best position. I think that it's not necessarily a bad position for her, because I mean, you expressed a lot of sentiment about your event idea, right? And while I don't necessarily see that as something that election board would be in charge of, right, or would necessarily do to gain votes, I do like like what that says to me is that you've thought about this a lot, right? That it's decently important to you. Like you quit your job, you know your workload, you're taking 16 credits, right? And you seem like you're a pretty hardworking individual who's pretty enthusiastic about SGA. So like I'm kind of the mindset echoing like Miriam, that it's a good start out position to just kind of see how SGA works, and I think that you'll be dedicated to it, which is probably one of the biggest things for me. And the experience, I mean, you're a freshman, so that's not a big thing for me. Like that'll come with time. So I see a lot of potential if you end up enjoying SGA, which I do, and if you pass these. So it's my 2 cents.
All right, we have 2 minutes left before this conversation. We will be going out. And I can be asking Patrick.
Oh, I'm down, but to answer Miriam,
Yes.
I don't think my thing is I'm not saying she's good for this position. Like that's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is I think she's good to be a part of SGA in a better capacity than election board. I don't care about the experience because I came in here for nothing. So that I like regardless, that's how you learn, that's how you get better is experience. So that's not even a question for me. My thing is just I don't think the potential that she's showing at this point in time is going to be utilized to its greatest capacity in this position.
Do you have another position that you think you could afford?
And so I should
We'll talk about that later.
Patrick and then Candace.
Yeah, at this point, just because I feel like we're starting to get a little circular, I'd like to introduce the viewpoint of whatever Lee was going to say, because I feel like there's a part of this that's not being discussed right now, and I'd like to, as much as we're allowed to, share a little bit of why there are 2 middle voices on the nominating committee, because we have not seen that before, I don't think. And I feel like introducing that information is going to be important, which I would like to continue this conversation past 2 minutes. I'd like to know more about why that is, so we could try to break this up.
Sure, we're gonna let Candace talk. Is it okay if we let Candace talk, we hear from Liam, and then try to push it towards the vote and vote with whatever our opinion is?
No objections.
Are there any objections?
Yeah. Okay. I think the point that the point that I was going to make was, it sounds like people think he can do their job, but you wonder if it's the right job for her. But isn't that up to her to decide?
Yeah.
She's come forward saying she wants to do this job. Right? And what I'm hearing is, yeah, she probably can do it. But maybe she won't like it. Or maybe she'll get frustrated. Or maybe her ideas should be somewhere else. Okay? But she's come forward and she wants to do this job. If you think she can do it, let's do it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. If you don't think she can do it, that's a different story. Or if you don't think she's the right person for it. Not whether or not she's going to be happy in it, or if she would be better at something else. But I'm that's just my 2 cents to take away the
All right, so you a minute 45 right?
All right, I'll try and talk something. So as for the committee, myself and one other person decided to vote no on this issue, simply based on the fact that, well, typically when you have a first year on the election board, and this was kind of given to us by Colin, who was told to us and kind of influenced my vote, why I'd like to share here, is because first year students tend to be invested on the board. And the example of how that plays out is with the current chair being first year we put in last year on the board. The issue here is that when it comes to the things that whole fresh eyes, new plans coming in, that kind of concept, Jessica's the only one returning on the election board. Everyone else is brand new, not involved in SGA, not having been a part of SGA, with the exception of one we had confirmed earlier. They're coming into it with fresh eyes too. They haven't seen this either there. So that kind of diminishes that factor. The fact there was interest in kind of like learning from other parts of SGA kind of important my vote too, because it's not our job to decide for you in any way, shape, or form, but it still would lock you out of being involved next year if you were an election board member this year. I think the final thing that, what?
Can I just ask a question?
it is the first investment when it comes to a first-year student, and the network isn't as large as I would personally like to, which is why I personally voted no. And it just feels like when it comes to this position, we have an abundance of members going out to the board who won't be worried about meeting the minimum quota. And it's really a determination of, do I believe this person is the best person for the job? And while, yes, I believe that they can do the job adequately, I don't know if they're like the best person in the role, simply because while they are bringing the subject and saying fresh eyes and perspective as a first-year student, with the exception of being a first-year student, everyone else is bringing that to the board too. And I didn't find anything that made her stand out or kind of made me think that this would be a good fit for this position.
Liam, you just mentioned that we're running for a position for next year.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
So just a comment or like a quick question, like by locked out of like any other position you meant, that's what you were saying? And also, like I don't get why like this has been a really long discussion point, and I feel like we discussed like nothing for the last candidate, and I feel like this is like pretty unnecessary because she's giving, like she's presenting ideas, she's presenting the things that we discussed were lacking. Again, not to put like, sort of like what Lily said, not to pit candidates against each other, but like, this is somebody who shows promise. The other person didn't, how you call it, demonstrate like that they were the best candidate, because we barely heard anything about their work ethic or XYZ. We heard about political theory. So I don't get why we're lingering on this like so long. I don't know. It just seems a bit. It like rubs me the wrong way.
Yes, it has to be real quick.
But I would say, from in my opinion, the reason why I voted and why I'm more hesitant on this decision is because of the separation of election board and SGA. Like, you do you, but I think she has the potential to increase our organization more than this candidate, not to pin them against each other. Like, I see more coming out of her and immediate, like, impacting us versus election.
All right, so I don't think it's a worry about, so I'm going to put this to a vote.
Move to approve.
Second. Beautiful. Are any going to leave roads or extensions for personal lives? No. All right, great. Members of your board? Members of yours against? Not present, 0. All right, so with that, this motion passes the Senate. Congratulations. So tomorrow you'll have somebody should reach out to you from the finance board. You'll be back in the same room tomorrow, whatever time they designated for confirmation from the finance board.
Can I say one thing to the Senate? So, just because we make mistakes in the past, I don't think that we should carry that precedent of comparing what we did in the past to what we do now. So saying that, okay, well, we didn't grill someone before shouldn't affect how we do things now, because we need to get better, right? So if we're going to get better, we have to improve upon what we were doing before, not just to do the same thing. Okay.
So can I respond to that?
Sure.
Are we doing responses or no?
Well, mine.
Okay.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can have a brief conversation and we're going to break.
Okay. So I completely understand that, but I also feel like I feel like because we pointed out the fact that we didn't do, like we made a mistake or we have something to improve on, people got like I don't know, like in the head about it and like just started like asking questions or like extra grilling when it didn't really call for that. I don't think, like, we literally asked the same questions like maybe 4 times, and it was just like, what are we doing that for? And like 3 people said the same exact thing, like twice. Like I was just like, okay, what are we having this discussion for? Like, yes, we want to like better our like processes, but it doesn't make sense to better them futilely. Like, yeah.
Real quick on sorry.
Wait, you had her.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I was going to say, I think also, not just because of the House but also the fact that this nominee came forward with no votes, I think it might have also affected how they were initially viewing the discussion of like, well, unlike every nominee that's been passed through with like 6 or 5 in one half year, because there was some debate with the nominating committee, I think that might have also sparked a decent amount of debate here. So I think not just real enough for the fact that, oh, we did a mistake, but just to
was looking at the reason I think I was concerned that right after that was there were 2 no votes and that she was first year, so I second voted what you just said, which I appreciate.
Yeah, and also I was just like a little made it uncomfortable by the constant bringing up of that she was a first year, because it almost painted the picture of oh, you're too incompetent to do the job, and I don't know how that sits with people who are viewing SGA, because that's not the case. The point of it is for you to come in and get experience. So constantly saying she's a first year, she's a first year, she's a first year. Why is that? People come here with no experience at all, independent of their year. So why is that a constant detail to bring up?
Yeah, second Mary's point, I felt when you were talking about the networking and how that might have been an hindrance based on the fact that she's also a first year. Being a first year myself is coming into a new thing. You don't have those things, and the only way to build those connections is by participating in this type of situation. And I feel just like Lily said, the minute that she said she was a first year, it was immediate disadvantage. And by joining a new organization as a freshman, if you want to be aware of the campus life and things like that, you have to be willing to put yourself out there. And you're not going to be the most experienced because this is the first time you've been to the school.
Yeah. First of all, nothing wrong with that. Why is that? Do this? I'm going up through the first year that put a lot of time into this organization. But I think there's a very, very significant and important distinction between first year ambassadors, even first year ambassadors that then run %, and the election board. I think that when we look at the election board, I think that happened with the election board in the past, with the history of this SGA and things that we've dealt with in the past. I think that the election board, more often than not, should be, yes, the job is to get involvement in the elections, but because of the scandals that have happened in the past with the election board, I think it's vital there are people on the board that are experienced, that have no problem speaking their mind to upperclassmen, to very intimidating, politically savvy upperclassmen who are going to try to snake their way around things like we've seen in the past, and people who are, in my opinion, this isn't a republic, very bold in terms of this is what the rules are. You have to abide by them. And again, not saying that first year couldn't do that, but I think going along Liam's point as well is we have a lot of fresh eyes on here on the election board, but I want to make it known that there has to be, not saying that anything would go wrong this year, because we have moved past that now in president of SGA, but I think that it's important that there are people on there who are able to really lay out the law, and I feel some first years might be a little intimidated at first by a senior, not a senior, but an upperclassman who is going to try to snake their way around the rules and stuff. So that's just my 2 cents on that.
So I think we're going to keep having this conversation, sounds like. But for those of you that want to leave the room, feel free. I have something to say, but I'll let Liam go. I actually think it's the opposite, and at least what I've seen. I think the younger the board is and the less experience they are with UBC, the less connections that they have on campus. Not saying that a freshman couldn't be well connected, but a lot of the scandals that I've solely been a part, have been a part of in my years, have been because the people were older and they were shaking hands with the election people. And I think whenever you're younger, you know the election board rules. So anything that comes to the table, you just evaluate on the basis of I know the rules and this is how it is. You don't have any. You don't really have as much investment as we would, for example. And so I think for me, at least, it's finding that balance between the people that can speak for the scandal and say it, but not so much for people to whip to a side, because that just it's really easy to happen. Even in this room, where people come in for confirmations and as our friends, we're more likely to vote yes than we might know. And that's how it is. So yeah.
The reason why when you go for the position of election board member, it's not a form, it's not sign. You have to be nominated by a member of that committee and push forward. And the reason why we're doing that, especially to what Colin and Jessica also, as a chair we mentioned this year, they want to kind of turn away the idea of the election board being a way that people can dip their toes into the idea of what SGA is, and get that idea, because we have first year basketball program for the explicit purpose of you can dip your toes in and figure out what's going on in SGA, you can explore different departments. But just kind of like the same way we did with the appeals board, how we want people who are like US qualified stuff. And the reason why not many first years were nominated to begin with in the committee is simply because when it came to that position, like the election board should be a purview where we're looking for the most qualified people. And last year we had a record number of first year on the board. I think it was like 5, I want to say, out of the entire board. And that's because they were just looking for people to fill that position because they didn't have anyone to do it. But that's like not the precedent that they'd like to set when it comes to what the board represents and what it should do. While scandals have happened in the past, the preference there is to have it be more of the people who are the best for that position. And I'm not giving anything at first year, and the networking is not really an issue that I care about. It was something that was brought up in the committee when we were talking about it. But they're trying to make it like on that pedestal. This is a very important job, not just that I want to dip my toes in the SGA and election board. I can not like start working for this after I'm done my fall semester. Like it's a great thing. That's why they're doing it. So that's what they're trying to dissuade people from doing that, which is why not being first year come out.
Mary Libby. Okay. Those are really good points. Like I actually didn't think about like wanting people like with not experience but like I guess like seniority so they can I guess lay down the law harder. But also Lily brought up a good point to like I don't know sort of like combat that. But I also think like although these are really good points, like you shouldn't use the fact that they're a first year to automatically assume that they're using the election board position as a way of dipping their toes in the like SGA, like apart from like what they told us, because it almost seemed as though like she was saying that she wanted to learn more about SGA, but it like I think her main I guess thesis for applying to the position was she wanted to do election board, like she wanted to get people to understand what SGA was so they can then vote. Like it wasn't that she was like trying to dip her toes in initially, and I felt like it was like the perspective sort of being painted was like, oh, she's a first year, she's trying to get experience, but like yeah, she's trying to get experience, but for this specific role, like, and it almost seemed as though people were painting the perspective for her, like this is not good for you. I don't know. It was yeah.
For the record, that question was asked in the committee, so I voted for extras. The reason why I say it to do it was
so you said
you're next. I got you. Yeah, I also think like when you come into this room the first years, you all have to make a decision. Like even if you all are senators next year, I don't know which job you're doing. Like if you are, you have to decide whether or not like you want to invest in a freshman, right? Like and like that's personal to me as well. Like I enjoyed my freshman year, like my second semester, and I was an assistant director of leadership development. And like, sure, was the department a mess? 3,000%, but it gave me like good experience, and I mean, I would be here if I didn't do that. So like, you know, I think just like I was strong then, but I'm stronger now. Like, and like I think like with all the investment that has been put into me from previous SGA people and advisors and new responsive people have gotten me to where I am and like have done so much. So yeah, I mean like you all are right, but like don't discredit people just because they're freshmen because they could be really long and they could stick around for 4 years like I did. I had Jordan, sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, I came into SGA last year, like, I became a senator last year. I wasn't at FY, I wasn't that, but, like, I feel like, yeah, like, SGA gave me a chance, I guess, the senator gave me a chance, like, isn't that valuable? I feel like freshmen, like, are really important to, like, the continuity, I guess, of the organization, so, like, I think it is important to like definitely think about recruiting freshmen. I don't know. Like, I feel like it shouldn't be like an investment. It should just be like a thing. But
during that meeting, like it's typically the reason why I'm saying this in regards to the candidates like those was we've had all. She's not the only person that was brought up in the nominating committee. I can't discuss anything else besides that. But to the point of like when they were nominated, introduced, they were introduced as someone who wanted to become more involved in SGA and thought this was the way to do it. So it's not like coming out here, oh, first year, but kind of stuff. When we were debating in committee, it was very much of, are they here because they actually want to be a part of the election board, this is something that interests them there, or are they here because they want to become part of SGA and they think the election board is the method to do that. And in our mind, those were two different things, because one of those, you'll get a return on the investment for, where they will keep coming back to election board again and again, because the share, they'll be one of the veterans, they'll be experienced. versus someone, because once you hop ship from the judicial side of that to executive or legislative side, you can't ever hop back. So that's the thing on the investment part too, where it's like if their main goal coming is that they felt it was an interesting position, they want to do it because of that. It's a difference than if they want to come in because they want to be part of that. Just watch it.
I think Brandon has it, everyone has it.
Brandon drops
The same thing, raise the flag, that you would want to say
So, when you mean people can't join our board, are you saying that when you join the executive branch, you're not likely to go into the Senate finance board?
Oh no, this is once you go from the judicial side, like election board, into the main body of SGA, you can't go from, you can't become a senator and then go back to the election board. You can't.
Not everybody wants to be on election board.
So you can, once you run and are elected, or appointed, you cannot go back to the.
So that's the thing on the whole like investment of a first year for like when it comes to the board and stuff, like if they're coming because they want to do that, like we're not looking for members on the board who are going to be able to do the job. I think people will come back next year. Because that was the issue this year where the two people who were on election board who theoretically come back were basically bouncing back and forth on who's going to do that. We only have one more just now, that's not something we want to have in the future. So that's the other thing. There's we're also looking for members who will be on the election board who can stay on the election board and not someone who's going to be there for 1 year and then last. With the exception if you're sitting in back graduate.
I mean, part of that is your experience. If you have a positive experience at the board, you're more likely to come back. If you have a negative experience, you're more likely to not come back. So.
I mean, and I think also like if you have good experience on what is this reform? No, go ahead.
And then okay.
So what I'm hearing is that like it's that investing in whether or not this person will continue to come back like preceding years. Can you also say the same for like all other years?
It's not, I mean, it is reform. I'm just making sure people are trying to talk.
I don't know, I think if someone has experience on election board, experience on school, experience, does it work? Experience.
Yeah, experience as an election.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. And then they're like, look at all these cool people who ran. I don't want to do that. I know that sucks for election board. Because they don't have, it's hard, I think it's hard for that body to maintain, I think it's maybe harder to believe for the body to maintain members because it is a very finite amount of work in a short period of time and like also not glamorous. And so it's very different work. And so there are people who want to do that. And then there are other people who do it and they get exposed to all of this. They're like, oh no, right? So, yes, I think it's hard for election board to maintain membership year after year. I don't know if it's bad. I mean, it's just hard. Right? I think there's not like a charge for that. Like, it could be better this time each year.
Yeah, and it's not much better really about that.
Oh, it's just free talk.
Yeah, it's just pretty much. I mean, people can do work if they want.
Oh, is this the office? Is this the hour?
Yeah, you'll have a 8:15 when we're talking. I mean, you all can keep talking, but feel free to like.
We can leave. There's like a spoken word thing, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. You gonna go?
Yeah.
You gotta go.
Is that right now?
Yeah.
What time is it?
Where is it? 8:15. It's
Is there
just
a
fine.
more about that?
It's also-
No.
There is no actually here. 8:15.
I don't like museums.
Instead of like this.
I don't like
It
just never tickled my fancy.
Right.
Yes. I did have to kick someone out. I didn't think to be like, I'm gonna have upstairs museum is if this is like a culture museum, then I like it. It's sort of super American Museum, like, I like slept. I mean, I went to the American Museum, that was cool, but I only got to see downstairs. Still, like, what were you talking about?
I was talking to Patrick and you kind of like.
Y'all enjoy without me.
Are we going? Yes.
But yeah, just like I'm gonna say that just forever. So no one like anyone was looking. So I was talking to the senators. Yeah. We're gonna go. Like I we're gonna go. Yeah.
Do you want to?
But I found this coupon for Bed Bath & Beyond. It was buy anything and get something free that's up to $13.99 in value. So I went in there and I said, this says buy anything. So you mean like buy this dollar hand sanitizer? She's like, yeah. I was like, yeah. Absolutely.
What expensive thing did you buy?
I bought like this lavender, like body wash oil or something.
That's what you spent on.
Yes, it was the most expensive thing I could find that I wanted. I didn't want none of those hand soaps.
And what about like kitchen supplies?
No, it's oh, sorry. Did I say Bed Bath & Beyond?
Yeah.
Bath and Body Works.
I was on there already.
You knew where it was.
Did you go to the one in Columbia?
No, it's in White Marsh.
Okay, good. The one in Columbia is so ugly.
Yes, it is.
It makes me sick.
Right.
The floor makes me nauseous.
The floor is like reflective, and then like a black and white.
No, it's
check
like
Did they have a white barn next to it?
Huh?
A white barn?
There's not a white barn next to it.
No, sometimes they have it.
But like the lights are on like 112%.
Like they did like blue and white tiling, really, really small tiling, so it makes you like psychedelic, and then the walls are, it's a mess.
It's like they're trying to entice.
I refuse to go in there.
I got vertigo.
Columbia.
Yo, I got vertigo this weekend. That was fun.
Yeah, are you feeling better?
I mean, it's going away.
Do you have vertigo?
That's why he wasn't here Monday.
That's why I was doing that, yeah.
Do you have vertigo?
Currently? I
Like,
mean, it's
it's
never
a
happened
condition.
before. Well, I mean,
You're dizzy.
well, it depends on what you, well, there's the one I have, which is
Okay. I don't know what I'll be excited about it.
those.
It's getting better and better.
I take 2 pills today. Today's my first 2-pill day. It's gonna be pretty lit.
Yeah.
Robbie, we really passed gym class.
I know.
And, like,
I was so shocked. I was
nothing.
like, fuck, he's emailing me. But then it said you
It's
passed.
like you passed. I almost cried. I was so happy.
Well, y'all got an email for that?
Yeah, he tells us if we passed or not. Because he does like makeups, so like if you need to come in for a makeup.
I think my lead was like, y'all are all good.
I keep spending money.
Oh.
Stop spending
But basically, the calcium.
I'll stop spending money now. Like I bought everything that I ever want like right now. So like there's probably nothing else. I bought way too much Spanish doll. Once they hear out that album,
sounds awesome,
okay.
New York.
I bought next.
Yeah, I don't have that.
You get migraines.
Huh?
You get migraines.
I've had two.
About the
I thought they were like before I had one. And then I was
So
like,
you feel like an asshole, right? Like after this, it's like yeah, I'm like,
I literally saw my retinal width detaching.
For like 6
Like
years
I was
now.
sitting in the Wendy's,
So like all their work
looking it up, and then your wrist that could be detaching. I'm like,
I'd say better. No,
What
I like
could
them
be?
all for different reasons.
it was a
Like
migraine.
they're all very different. Like whenever I'm feeling like grungy and angsty, I put on the first one.
That's
And
nice.
whenever I feel like sloppy, I put on the second one. This one's like
You're
really
talking about
intimate
your
and like
nose
sweet
length,
and like.
Is that what you're talking about? What are you
No, I'm talking about the big
How
one.
long did it, wait, Candace, how long did it last?
That's about 4 hours.
So
I
this
get a
one's like really
visual
intimate and like a lot
So
of
like, I'll get
Yeah, it-
like
definitely what I
it'll
have
be like
is
a
more
part of my visual
And, like, I love
field that's blurry.
and it's shorter.
So like the first one,
So I get
like
through it. And I'm like,
this part, like
Kinda
kind
research.
of straight,
And
like
so,
you were
yeah.
like here was blurry.
Wait, go ahead.
I love them. I'm gonna
Before you get a migraine,
No, just in general.
I'm like,
well, I get it. That's how
I'm like
I'm
Colin, how like
or
Colin
I
has
get
with
like
back, but like on
or opalescent.
Like I like snorted a line.
That's
What?
a lot.
I said I like
I have
Japan as much
It's
as
like,
possible.
have you ever seen an
right
oil
now.
slick?
What?
Like
Yes,
it's
you
shiny.
should.
Have fun.
So it's sort of like that.
Yeah, I love them a lot.
But it's like
But I keep buying
like that
shit.
kind of shininess. I'll get like
Are you
little
gonna have a necklace?
flowers that are like
You're gonna
shiny.
do that.
So I have that.
You just said you weren't gonna spend money.
I've had this necklace for 4 years.
SRC.
It was yesterday.
Yeah, so and then
That's
I was
not
like, does
real.
anybody, like if
Sorry,
I
your body's
catch
forever.
it
Like,
before
this
it
is
comes, if I take like 800 milligrams.
This is like $70 being etched into my body.
What I'm trying to say is you don't have to want to do something.
I don't. I do it in small chunks. But this Christmas one is yeah, extravagant. Like I really have fallen out. But everything is
But
about
after
like
migraine,
I haven't paid for anything
I
for
think
it.
so.
So like I feel like there's just some deals you just can't pass up.
Ready to rock.
Mm-hmm.
And
Also, and then
I
when you go
really
to your
think my brain's way of resetting itself.
Are you down for that?
Probably. I just have to see how much tickets are whenever we get paid.
On the 13th.
I've had that thing where your vision just like gets fuzzy
Do you really wanna go?
and you can't see anything.
Did you get
Is that what-
migraines
is that what
after?
you're talking about before you get a migraine?
That's what I
You like
got.
look straight, right? And you put your hand here, you can't see.
Yeah, Jared, that's what I got before migraine.
Some people get that, but mine is different. Mine is a different kind of visual aura. People have different kinds.
I get like fuzziness and then it becomes dark and like I can't see in that spot.
Okay.
I can't
Mine
read.
is just plain fuzziness, like this whole half of my face.
Yeah, that could be
It just
something.
just
Like a
fuzz.
blind
Yeah.
spot.
Mine normally happens whenever I get too overworked or like I'm really tired and I don't
But
sleep
it
enough.
doesn't really work with your finger because
Yeah.
your brain feels your
What used to happen is like numbness would like travel.
So you're
through
gonna
my
rub it?
head. Yeah.
Y'all, Brandon and I are gonna go see her.
I'm not gonna explain. That
That's
sounds
interesting,
weird.
Brendan. I think we should road trip. Because I think the tickets are gonna end up being cheaper by the time we're ready to buy them.
Where are you trying to go?
7 hours.
Where are you trying to
We'll
go?
split it.
Some paint, Pennsylvania over there.
We're gonna go see Ariana Grande in the spring.
What?
That's
You
like,
gotta be in DC.
that's what
The tickets are so expensive.
Wait,
Okay, so then I'm
You
trying
need to wait until the day of
What the fuck do I look like? What do you mean?
and buy them on StubHub on the day of.
Oh my god.
Like just you can
I
just be
have
like, we're going to
anxiety. I
DC.
can't do that. I have
If
to
we
plan
get tickets,
things.
great. If we don't, we just gonna go out to the clubs. That's what happens.
Oh my god, me and Brandon at the club, could you imagine? This man can actually dance and I just stand in the corner and drink. That's not helpful.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that
That's
sounds
what happens to me and my friends.
Which one are you?
Which one are you?
Well, I start there and then
It would be either one and I wouldn't be surprised.
I was doing the cha-cha slide today. Out
Oh, I
on
saw
the
you.
street.
wow.
I
I'm
saw
screaming.
you.
Like Jordan is like the king of like line dancing.
Jordan was living
I love him. I was
the best
texting him
life today.
I love him
Dancing,
so
him
much.
and Alexis. Him, Alexis, and Deborah, three my RLI.
When they were doing Sierra's and thing, I was like, I wish I could do this. I could dance with
Should start cardio.
I was thinking about it, but I'm like, the vibe that they were doing with their Jordan plays is different than
It's half Ariana Grande, half Mariah Carey,
Right, it's
half
so
Hercules.
Oh.
Look, he's 1.5.
Oh, Brandon.
Is
These
it all
seats are like $114 for
They already went
grass
up?
seats. Yes.
There's one
That's why you
that's
gotta try
Jordan
women on the radio. That's what I do with my mom.
Did you win?
Yes, I did. Oh, I won on the radio yesterday.
For what?
I won ice skating tickets.
Why are you so lucky?
To the Pandora ice rink down in the
That's one thing I'm not good at is ice skating.
What radio are you listening to?
The Christmas station on 1.9.
How is this about?
Like the competition pool is like
Fran?
you.
Friendly.
Love her.
Yes. But she doesn't do contests.
That's the only time I listen.
She don't do contests.
Let's listen live.
It's not live. There's a minute delay. You have to actually listen on the radio.
I bet it's like live as we can right now.
Yes, I do.
For like
So
In
you're
my
like-
house.
You like
It's
sit in your
battery
house
operated,
and
so I take it with me all the time.
That's fantastic.
And then my kids have started. It's got an antenna.
You're
and
raising
telescopes out.
monsters.
Like that. Radio.
Well, I know where I'll go if there's ever an apocalypse.
Yeah, you know why?
Your
Because
house.
it's also crank operated.
Oh my god.
It's an emergency radio.
My parents have that one.
I need one of those.
I got that when I worked in Westlake.
Frosty the Snowman is playing right now.
That's by, he hasn't been knows. What's his name? The singer. No.
Like, Brandon, we've literally been sitting behind her.
He's got, I said, Frosty Singer.
It was like, I want to say 402.
One ticket. Where are you gonna sit?
Jimmy Durante?
It sounds like Elmer Fudd.
Yeah, that's
Yep,
who it is.
it's Jimmy Durante. Is that who it is?
Literally sitting behind her. Next to her. Next to her. Behind
They're
her.
voting.
Kind of in front of her.
There were students, I don't know who it was, the FYA, whatever you're doing. There was a FYA who was doing a Sudoku. Like a Sudoku shop.
I'm definitely saying, like,
Let's get Carol.
We just
Why
drive
don't you get Carol for Christmas? This is what my mother would like to know.
Forward.
No, she'll get a new car.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
that's
How much quality do we need to go here?
I'd say at least 50.
Carol, we can just scratch that.
Carol needs donations to her my car. It's fun.
I will support your decision.
You're like the equal in this.
Yeah.
Also, did you find your Bob?
Hearts on between Carol and so I'm like literally above the arena. I also want it's just like not.
Hi. I'm gonna take my 9 papers. Wow.
That? Grand. That's what it is.
Right?
Yo, I played Pop and Pop today.
Right? I'm so proud of them. They really are. Fantastic.
I mean, that's what she said.
We need all the rocks.
You missed it. It was pretty good.
Where's the election? Where's the election?
You can pause that.
This is what the Senate does on our off hours. Welcome to the Senate meeting. As you can see,
Let us execute.
let's talk. Let's try.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Let's get it.
I need to finish my multi-grade project yet.
Why does that do it?
Yeah, I did.
It's a rough trip tomorrow.
What is a rough draft? My group literally has done that.
Yeah, I'm just like looking at our ideas.
I did my.
People like this shit.
Yeah,
is on something.
I created the PowerPoint. I wrote my stuff. It's not my fault. It's all amended.
It was literally mine. We're doing my ideas because nobody in my group does anything.
My group's it's alright. They're good kids, but they just.
They're good people.
They're all procrastinators.
Like you know for the final paper, like the research paper, like meetings with everybody, like their whole group has to come. Only one person in my group came and wrote like the peer edit letter. Actually, he didn't even write it. He was just there and didn't know about it. I was just like,
I think I was one of the only people who did that.
and I hate when they have to edit our papers because they weren't shit papers.
My mother asked my sister what
No, they do though.
So off like that.
That's fine.
I'm having way too much trouble doing this.
I don't know. That my sister to ask me.
You crippin' right now?
Reese, I cannot get your head.
Just ask me. You were
Wait.
text messages right now.
Is this live streaming?
Is it backwards?
Why can't I get your head, bro?
Yeah, sorry, Snapchat.
This is so weird.
It's not me, Jordan. Jordan and I have a.
Alright, we're
We
good.
have a 24 day
Gotta
streak.
go.
That's not a real friendship. I don't know what else it is.
Who? I don't even know if that is.
You can just snap consecutively for 24 days. You can say it's getting real serious to Twitter. Also, while you were gone, somebody tried to steal Diet Coke.
Who?
Why are there so many?
Liam was like, Diet Coke sounds really good. And I was like, Candace is 3. And they were like, do you think she'd notice? I was like, well, yes. I was like, that's where one thing she was. On the live stream it says, Candace's kryptonite is Diet Coke.
No, it doesn't.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
So like it's there forever.
Or Coke Zero.
They're the same thing. They're so gross. Did you know Diet Coke and Coke Zero are the same thing? They just are two different things for marketing purposes and men are used to drink Diet Coke.
No, they're flavored differently.
Flavor different content. Oh yeah,
They're
they're
the
the
same
same.
thing.
But men didn't want to drink Diet Coke.
Because they're like, man, Diet Coke.
Whoa.
Or is it the opposite?
Right, that's exactly what they're saying. You are the purpose of the marketing and the greatness of Coke Zero, right?
I like Coke Zero.
See?
Again,
I taste better.
it does taste better. It does. But I've grown accustomed to the taste of Diet Coke, so.
Have you tried any of the new flavor mixes with Diet Coke or no? Like the mango.
Oh, that like
Yeah,
lime
it's
and
like-
They're trying to get a little more hip to Diet Coke, I guess.
Okay, let me get my headphones.
It is involved with spice.
What would my wife want?
A biscuit.
Oh, she said me. To take care of children.
Oh, lol.
A massage. Give her a massage. Thank you. This is why I don't want to be in a relationship.
No, I'm trying to tell my mother what's mine.
Yeah, I'm pretty. I just want to buy stuff for myself.
What is she in relationship?
I'm at that point in my life, so like,
Just a picture.
I'm meant to be single right now. It's been beautiful. I don't worry about anybody else. All my money goes to me.
I don't. It's just what my phone said.
I'm living.
I am very
So it's fixed. You don't be single artists.
Oh my god.
Regardless. We graduate in the spring.
We really do. Did you apply?
No,
I
I forgot. I'm going to.
I applied for graduation today, Candace. How does that feel? Kind of scary. I don't. Kind of been having like
About
existential.
7 down, 8 to go,
Like
right?
existential crisis.
Is it a long process?
No, just that's just a question.
Is it 4 years? 4?
Does she have a preferred?
Just, you know,
Strap, pop it out, charge it,
hold on tight.
She gets to be a long run.
Yes, that's good. I like that.
I'm sorry because, you know, I found my friend
Give
group
her.
early on.
Does she drink smoothies?
Yeah, just,
Give her the NutriBullet that measures things out for you. The one that measures things out for you.
She has a new drawer.
Yeah, the one that measures
He's
things
making
out for you.
those look.
It works with your
It's
iPhone.
my
It tells you the weight.
program not working.
No,
I don't know
I
why.
Every your home does not
Are
need
you
to.
involved in any of the?
She has a NutriBullet and she has a Ninja. She likes the
That's why I'm
Ninja.
at my doing.
I don't want it.
They both are on my counter and I'm not.
I don't know what to tell you. Carol doesn't want anything then.
I think she would
This is why I don't buy gifts for grown people because they already buy themselves everything else. My parents, they want nothing. Or at least nothing I do. They want
I
expensive.
think she would like.
And then they don't use it. Sorry. Okay, time to read a whole book.
What is one from you?
No. Here's my application so far. Here's the
I know you used to work in IT, right?
She did.
DFW rates between
Back in the day when she worked for Regrets.
DFW.
DFW classes.
What is that?
You get a D and then for that.
Oh, my classes have a higher DFW rate?
Well, if we look at the state DFW. Well, actually, let's go to ratio actually. So, this compares to the data in the section.
Hey, Lily.
Hey.
Where are you pulling the data from?
When you were answering these questions over there, saying like after graduation,
Well, the highest here is.
were you answering them in mind like immediately after graduation or like over time?
I think immediately.
Immediately, because it's like the likelihood that you will focus on starting or raising a family.
Oh, I think that's immediately.
301.
Because I think it's looking for retention rates on like whether or not you take an institution to go to another one, or if you're going to work, or if you're going to
Like,
like,
62 people.
Oh, okay, so no, we're not doing that.
So why are they offering it at night?
doesn't move.
That's what you can learn from this. Currently, I have no way to analyze that, so that's what
Are you gonna send this to someone?
Oh, no, so I'm on the data science team in Canvas.
Oh, this is like a job.
Yeah, it's a job.
I thought this was like a class.
Oh.
Well, yeah, else I wouldn't have the data.
Wait, where are you getting data from?
Through my work, it gives us access to like some data, not all.
Do you work for Do It or not?
I work for kind of. I don't know exactly what branch.
Do you work for the government and kind of? Who?
I don't. I work under Bob Carpenter.
That makes sense.
He was under Jack Seuss.
Yeah.
Oh, Jack Seuss.
Yeah.
Yay.
I want to get involved in stuff like that.
I'm so proud.
Yay.
Yeah, I didn't take long.
Do you want to get involved in stuff like that?
Yeah. I'm gonna be out.
Tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me. Call for rush.
It's good. And then I'm gonna pay for my cap and gown. I'm gonna
How much?
What did you just say to her?
Huh?
You know, I heard you only get
Who?
6 tickets.
Reese?
Who's Reese? Oh,
Yeah, I've been playing it out for like 3 years now. It's like, oh, I'm tired of these.
But like, how do you
Every
go
time somebody
about
pisses me off at
scouting?
Thanksgiving, I'm like,
Absolutely.
How do you go about getting like?
What?
I was scouting yesterday.
Because
yeah, you're right. You have to figure out how many you claim, and then it goes back into a pool that can be redistributed to people.
So you claimed those 6.
Because 6 only goes towards my parents and my siblings. So
Then you just gotta hope other people don't claim. And then there'll be more for you.
And some people like on Facebook will be like, I'm giving away a ticket who wants it. There's also like live streaming areas that people can go in. They just won't be in the main room.
I need like a whole section.
Yeah, that's probably not gonna happen. I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to have that conversation with people of like,
Where do they do your graduation here?
Yeah, the event center.
Where they do it before, Royal Parks? And you can have more people.
Was it always 6?
it was always 6.
What if like
I can't see anybody. So we're
She just logs in as me, so yes I do.
Maybe she does it on purpose, like.
And she doesn't even know how to delete things from her browsing history, so I'm like, no, I don't need to continually see advertisements for this. Do you see the thing with my breast? Oh, that makes me laugh so hard. Basketball, LOL, race cars. It's great. Because I'm so much.
Wait, Brenda. I'll be looking at FIU meeting Friday because of Strive orientation.
Strive orientation.
Yeah, I was gonna go on Wednesday, but then David said
Yeah.
we canceled Wednesday. It's Friday now.
Like Friday or Monday?
Yeah, and I can't do Monday for some reason. So
That's
The last
crazy.
of my business.
some of it. What are we gonna do?
I would tell you to go to Strive orientation.
No.
Yeah. And then I'll just talk about it with you during the one.
All right, sounds good to me. So.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Hawaiian shirts. saying that it was very cool.
She said it was really cool.
I'm gonna try to speak. I can't do it.
I was like, if I was in something, why so far?
Who's on library committee?
Which one?
No?
There's two of them.
That's the library. Library, not renewal. Which one?
Policy. I'm not reviewing.
I'm on policy.
Do either of you know Patrick Dawson,
Who?
No.
the director of the library?
No.
That's not me.
It didn't convene when I was going through the meeting.
Who on the library staff is on the, we don't know this one. We can't figure it out.
Hey. Come here, little girl. Yeah.
Oh, like say
like the whole thing, the whole thing.
Yeah, I figured.
FYA, SGA, Grabowski,
Yeah.
the dog.
She's transferring next year.
The whole thing.
What for?
How does she work?
Not at where for.
Oh, it's meeting.
Yeah, catch me at Temple University.
Wait, actually?
No.
Oh, I was like,
part-time student there.
Is that this one?
For the confirmation you are.
Taking that online class and check my account for part-time. And since I'm a part-time there, they haven't looked into me far enough. Now that I'm a full-time student here, so.
Can you be a student at two institutions?
Why are you eating that
Can you be a student at two institutions?
No.
Why do you just eat it?
Make it last longer. Is that what you were?
This one.
This is dinner.
Do you want sandwiches? There's sandwiches in the huh?
No, I need sandwiches.
I don't know, in the mini fridge downstairs.
What's a hot dog? Because we just started.
Can I take a damn fries?
No, my meal plan starts off in 3 minutes. I can get food in 2 minutes.
We're gonna go to Outtakes and buy more donuts. Don't lie to us.
Kai! You a mess. I think there were donuts in the refrigerator. Or maybe one donut. Did you eat those too?
Of course not.
Lily.
I did.
Fine, we can eat this.
That's what makes it so hard.
Yeah.
I wish you know Kanye. Shout out to Kanye level of like I'm never listening to you again. Yeah. I think every time any of songs come up on my Spotify, I use click it like so it can stop coming up. But yeah, I don't want to profit off of nothing. No. I
808s and heartbreaks.
that was the hardest one I had to let go of. I let go of that. I let go of it. Because I wasn't a big Kanye fan in the first place, so I was like, I gotta let you go. Like, it's not that hard. It's just a little bit you're endorsing someone whose literal life goal is to take other people's humanity. It's like, no, thank you. Sorry. Well, that's a whole other problem because it was the problem was because they over flooded the market. The thing with the student game is that you're not even that, but like your supply is always lower than the demand. To always keep your demand high. That's what hypebeast culture is. And they started to get a little too cocky. And then he was saying too much shit, and it was just like, yeah. You said you're in the NC.
Yeah, I was on my freshman and sophomore year. Oh, with their little beef. That's so stupid. The whole thing just had a pageant.
Oh, ASA?
Yeah.
Oh, I went to that meeting.
You went to the meeting?
Because,
because that girl is childish. The one who did it's still upstream. Yeah, exactly. The one who did it.
What is on there?
Huh?
She was mad because, I mean, I had
I mean, the thing is, they took into account the judges' scores, the audience score, and then which all things for the past 8 weeks.
The only time I've seen people active on the live stream was during that final.
Yeah, so that's how they graded it, because every year you see that they add stuff on it, because like the very first year when I got here, the way that it went, the audience had to decide. So, and the judges didn't like that because they didn't want who the audience wanted to win. But she ended up winning because that's how the rules were set, the audience chooses it. So then they said, okay, it's going to be the judges vote and then the audience is going to count as one vote. So that's how it was last year. And then that worked out fine. But with that process, there was a lot of people slacking off and not coming to the meetings, not being serious. So they were like, okay, we're going to add a third component. It's going to be the judges vote, the audience vote, and then who actually puts in the work during the AD process. And that's how the girl who won, because she was the only one that was actually graded and coming to the meetings.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah.
I heard that's when the girl won. I was like, oh,
that's not a girl.
I don't know the ASA people, so I don't have feelings.
I mean, it was just really unfortunate. It just didn't need to be like that.
And mind you, this is over nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing. She didn't want a scholarship with money. She didn't win like a last scholarship. She got SAS and a party to the crowd. That's all she got.
You were saying, I'm so sorry.
They were so mad.
Like, you have no crowd. I'm so sorry.
You can just buy SAS. That's what you want.
Police had to be involved because her friends wanted to like be making like really serious threats, and then when she got home, like there were cuts in her dress and everything like that. I'm like, is it that serious?
Oh my God.
Like, you're just showing everybody why you shouldn't be
The judge came and said, I didn't even finish off. The judge came in and said, the biggest problem with, so she came and explained her reasons for voting, and she said with each of us was sitting in front of her during the ASA meeting, and she was like pointing it out. She could have did this privately, but we were all there anyway. And she was just like, this person was a strong dancer, and that's what hurt her. She was the biggest dancer out of everybody. The person that didn't win, I won't say her name, so the person that didn't win, he was a big bad.
That's the thing.
And they said a lot of the time that the crowd was more hyper than the talent that was being produced.
If you were there at the show, you would have been annoyed just like everybody else. You had to have known. You had to have known.
Yeah, I didn't even get nervous stuff.
She knew. I don't buy that thing for a second. And then the thing is, in the group chat, like this whole group chat that went on, she said, whatever comes her way, she deserves it. She took
Please get actual food and not the rest.
This group chat everyone's talking about?
Yeah.
This is some high school
I mean,
stuff.
what did you lose, sis? Nothing.
This girl,
She just really thought that she was going to win because she had a really big crowd behind her.
And that's not what it is. You have that talent too.
Like her background down for dancers outshine her body type. So it's like,
That's the problem. Real talent, hard work, and dedication would get you there. It's not the hype of the crowd behind you.
her crowd, it was a lot of people.
But she didn't win. That they didn't carry her all the way. And that's the thing, because when it came time for her talent to speak up for herself,
That's the other thing.
Like,
I can't feel like after the break, don't hear about it anymore. At that point, you just need to start.
That's where I'm like, you got your talent, gotta speak. Say less.
But even apart from that, she wasn't putting in the work during the interview process. And that's a good feedback.
Well, that's where I'm trying to put you.
Yeah, she was really confident about all that.
It's not just like you put pie chart.
I know you're quoting it. You're quoting
So make an application right now to DFW evening and night sections. Alright, day and evening sections of classes.
What's DFW?
You get a D and F or a W.
No, I D.
D. Do you not know these are?
I do.
Yeah.
It's just pie charts really pulling me over because the way my day is currently formatted.
Then reformat it.
That's what I'm trying to do too.
Stay clean the first
Well, that's what I was going to say. Because a lot of people just have to
Well, here's what I think. Here's ideal is I just need to quote it to
Like, and especially when data's like gross, like, color statements. Like, if this column has a string in it, don't use it. Like, oh my god, or if this column has a string in it and it's a letter, or it's a number, you can use it, but you have to make it a quote. If it's not, like, oh my god. And I think the thing that's the most annoying thing is the categorical versus numerical data. I mean, that's part of it. That thing just bothers me to the.
No, I'm saying like here, like when they come here, like also examples that I've seen. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
From what I've seen, it's from one big country. Yeah, specifically, that's very uppity like that. And it's a thing that travels on, and I'm just like, I understand you need to be very highly of yourself and respect yourself and all that, but at the same time, if that means that you don't know how to accept
I mean, I didn't want to go to that meeting because I never feel like I'm welcome to go to the meeting.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know. That's fine. But I would very Sylvia wanted like support and I went. I want to be a good friend.
just because the girl who wants to act. We can look at those friends just because the police can try to push you. He needs to. I've never met someone outside of my family. Please. The people that really, yes. The people who come from.
Oh, okay, so this, why do you have a pageant, but then do all this other pre-work? Like, why is that counted into this pageant thing?
That's what pageants are.
Like,
That's the pageant culture. Yeah. It's better.
Just because.
How do you watch Halloween Tower then?
Like it's from in the past, people just like sort of showing up and blowing off.
Hey y'all, we're live just so everybody knows. Like you can keep talking,
yeah.
I'll let you know.
I'm saying what I'm saying.
No, you're good. I didn't pause it. He was like, I didn't pause the live stream. I was like,
no, we already realized
that.
We realized.
I'm saying my full chest.
Come with that same energy, Patrick.
Love y'all.
I'll go back to it.
Come with that same energy. As you were saying, man.
Yeah, it's just coming from the past. Like, you know, put in work. So they wanted to make that, put that, score that into account so that people will take it seriously, like the process.
Okay.
Like you have to campaign in those situations.
You come, you go to rehearsals.
Yeah.
You
Like Miss America,
presentation.
I did campaign on just as like we represented.
Exactly. So when you get up there, you are presentable.
Yeah, there's a lot of build-up.
You know the questions that are going to be asked. Or like they give you a list and they pick from that and then just practice.
Yeah. But the thing was, she did the crowd work. She didn't do the talent work. You know, that's what I'm gathering from my research from the situation. You know, sometimes you gotta understand, you gotta do your greatest thinking on it.
It just got very, very packed, especially with, even with like photographer. Like, why?
What happened?
The pictures that he was taking, a lot of it was around shot women. And like ASAP, like UCC paid for the photographer. So just like, where's the rest of the pictures? He's like,
so my data is formatted.
Also, he's her photographer.
Rows, they're all related.
Okay.
When they should all be in the same row.
They were saying,
I don't want to make a pie chart.
So you mean rows are all related?
Well, they're all, so basically, I'm trying to make a gender plot, right?
Yeah.
And I have one thing that says students or how many students.
Is it a one there?
I have one that categorizes for each class. How many students are male at DFW? It's a column. For every class, it has a number of how many of my students DFW. And then there's one for females, and then there's one for other. And basically, I'm summing all of these. Or I want to make a pie chart that shows the distribution of how many male, how many female, and how many people identify as other genders. Fail, I guess. To get something that we already do, so.
That's never happened.
Oh, so this is for all classes?
Right, so it's an aggregation of all the classes.
So I'm thinking columns of classes, maybe like one column. Male is one column, female is one column, other genders okay, so then you're trying to, and then how do you want to represent the state, how do you have to represent it? How do you have to format it?
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to aggregate.
Do that.
Basically based on, or just give them DFW percentages. So now there's different numbers.
There's no way that you can just like, are they just numbers? Are they all integers?
Yeah, but if I combine them all, then it doesn't factor the total.
Exactly. Did you hear about that?
Well, let's say there's more males in the class, right? Then if there's
Did I say it right?
90%, like there's nothing representing that in the pie chart itself.
So are you doing a one bar chart? Like, is it like, so I'm thinking like, is it one pie chart, is it male, female, others, or is it like a bunch of?
Well, I was going to do one for gender, and then one for like ethnicity. I was going to do one for whether you're a transfer student, whether you're transferred, whether you're a freshman, or some other category.
Two off. That was serious.
Not per class, but it's just for all
It's all word. And I said, why don't you do some digging?
Yeah, it's really well, the thing is, the person would select the number of classes that they want to do staff, but it would be accumulation because classes and staff classes. But I think we should do it. I think we want to do it in pie chart or bar chart so that I can show individual percentage of the women who took this class, right? What percentage of them got to be instead of comparing them, like, instead of comparing them to the other.
They're good at stack bars. So you can kind of do like a double bar chart kind of thing if you wanted to like one this way or that way. It's like one could like all of them and one could like
I think there's like a bar of females and then within the bar it breaks down to transfer.
See, that's what that does.
Well, basically, what you're going to see just 3 bars. It's going to be male, female, okay, and there's going to be percentage. Or the scale's just going to be percentage from 0 to 1.
So you're saying percentage of the women in this class, percentage of the men in this class, percentage of
Is that supposed to be a
you just add them up, and then just divide by to get the number. Well, do you have the number of the total people in the class also? Okay, yeah. English, you just divide by those different numbers. There's no function like that. There's a function yeah, so you just
it's like promised the way that the algorithm that generates the plot it wants it to use the data in a specific way. That's kind of the issue. But it's putting that into its own matrix that can then be processed by I hope library is supported for that.
Hi. Alright, so I want to go through announcements. Well, first recognition updates. So who's done some work on what we're going to do? Somebody there.
I mean, the Sam on Wednesday. No. Yes. So Sam Smith from UHS. Samantha Smith from UHS. And if anyone else wants to go, I think it's at 11 and 12. Yeah. So we're going Wednesday, 11 and 12.
And I think it would be really dope to have orange shipping as a part of the meal deal. Then you go to, what's it called? I don't know the name of it. What's it called? Yeah, you should sushi. Is that your shit? Huh? Is that your shit? Maybe. It's definitely something you know.
Maybe expand that to things that can be in the
Well, we gotta start somewhere.
yeah, so I'm saying to get that language. And you nurture it. And you grow it out. You met the dude. Alright. Yeah, you have anything?
Oh, this week I thought I came up with an initiative, but then I was told it wasn't. I wasn't told that it wasn't, I just like in my heart of hearts I knew it wasn't. The idea was just basically trying to like increase like technology here area, possibly getting a table, or just fixing outlets or whatever, for like under the flags, those tables, having more outlet accessibility for students who are there a lot studying in heavy use areas. So I thought that would be a possible initiative. I was told some information that made that not true, but yeah, just kind of trying to find ways to like impact students in that way. Technology is a big thing, so I'm going to be trying to figure something out that it is an initiative.
I'm continuing my investigation as to why our fall break is literally Thanksgiving the day afterwards and not a full week. So I can see what we can do about that.
So, I spent my Tuesday researching police oversight committees at various universities and trying to put together information on that. And so I actually have some very good guided documents for the Illinois Police Force, public oversight or public student oversight, the minutes of those meetings, and then also I found the chief of Miami University in Ohio police chief for a while, which was interesting. We spoke a lot about it. They're one of our peer institutions. They have a police oversight committee that is actually defunct right now, but we recently drafted documents for that for this week. And he has very graciously offered to use the resource of our police for can just keep going and calling them. So like that, so that's what I've been doing. My next step, I've been creating a Google form that I intend to be posting on Facebook groups for UOBC and trying to get out to students about how they feel police are, how police are doing on campus, and if they're doing enough, if they're not doing enough, whatever the answer is, we'll see what happens. And whether or not a student advisory committee would be something that the UOBC committee would be interested in. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. I forgot to add 2 things. One thing, I've been trying to talk to Katrina and about the communications department, being more advertising areas for SGA, and outside in student workspace, there's a SGA, your SGA board outside, and just trying to figure out what's going on with that and how to get that looking less sparse, to communicate with people who sit in student workspace, to at least have pictures in our positions or whatever on there, because like it's a little too work. So second thing, for meeting Jared,
yeah, sure.
Okay. So in trying to make SGA more innovative and progressive, during the meeting with Jared, we came up with the idea of just like brainstorming the idea of possibly having a workshop day solely for just senators outside of the speakers, and anybody else. It's just a hour we can get up during the week or every other week or whatever to kind of like check in on each other to see where we are at and, kind of brainstorm ideas, bring dumb ideas out to the table. Because I know that this setting, we know that this setting can be very constricting, and just being able to kind of help guide each other, especially for those who aren't as extroverted, who aren't all like gonna go out and ask for help. Just kind of giving them a setting to be able to be surrounded by support and just create a better support system among senators than what we have right now. So
Yeah, that was an idea. I mean, we really briefly touched on that idea, so it's very much open for discussion. As Yes said, it's essentially just a way for senators to sort of get feelings out idea would be to bring whatever concern that you have then, or to get like raw emotions out there and get a more like more constrained, like more formal, more presentable ways we can approach that to the assistant speaker and speaker, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, and just let them know with the initiative and you know, communities that you're sitting on, if you need help or, you know, whatever brainstorm ideas that you have and issues. Just a safe space for us to communicate with each other. Because we thought it was very important that in order for us for Senate to work is for us to be working together in a more efficient way than we have been working currently.
I don't have all the notes that need together at this point in time, but I met with Ward Crowdy last week, I think. Last week maybe. He's the president, or he was president of the Graduate Student Association here at UMC. And now this year he chairs the University System of Maryland Student Council. So essentially, there's another council that's, I guess, I wouldn't say above UMC, like our local school thing, but there's another council that has representatives from all schools and university system of Maryland, and it's on this council to kind of give advice to the Board of Regents, who are another advisory board to basically essentially the presidents of all the universities and the university system. Anyways, I had to do it boring because I was trying to understand what's been going on in the student councils with attending meetings, and he was talking about how like they do these breakout sessions and they try to talk about some of the issues, but UMBC hasn't, from his understanding, had representation in the undergraduate part, and I think some issues that they've been talking about is around, let's see, is around safety on campus, civic engagement, and mental health. So I think as from that perspective, I feel like our voice has been lacking, but even when I tried to talk to the board, I didn't know how to consolidate how the undergraduate body is dealing with these issues. So yeah, if anyone wants to have a conversation more about any of those issues and then how they can affect our system wide.
Is that like the order of like UMBC and then University System, well, University of Maryland Student Council, so that's USMIC, and then it's the USM, which is University System of Maryland, which is involved with both regions.
Mac is like weird.
Yeah, they're like kind of together.
They all do the same things. The University System of Maryland is all for the public universities. It's like the public Maryland schools. MPAC expands beyond that. That's the Maryland Higher Education Commission. So like they just talk about the policies.
All right, any other initiatives before we do announcements? Okay. Oh, okay.
Mine's going to be quick though, because Tom was here for dining, and Master C's updated on dining, so it shouldn't really take that long. I'll try not to talk about the points that he also talked about. So, dining renovation I talked about. The main thing is that romaine lettuce isn't going to be used on campus for the next preceding couple months or so. The company that they work for has higher standards in terms of that, so they've already recalled all the romaine off of campus, and it won't be introduced back on campus until the companies that Charles has subcontracted agrees that it's safe to bring back in. So even though you might see it on the shelves, it won't be back at UMBC for a bit later. Also, please be washing your hands and encourage your friends to. We've had several court cases of the adenovirus on campus, and it is continuing to spread. Yes, someone died of adenovirus at UMCP. So this is spreading on our campus. I believe there are like 12 cases so far that we tested adenovirus. Adenovirus. The best way to prevent it is, of course, by washing your hands. There's really nothing else we can do besides that, but just like get rid of the germs periodically. So careful when you're touching places that have been touched a lot by other people, and just please be washing your hands regularly. That's it this season if you guys get sick or possibly die. For the Boost campaign, if for now until the end of the semester, if you order through Boost, you'll get a free chocolate bar with every order.
What?
Yeah, a free chocolate bar with every order.
Hershey's?
I have no idea.
That's a weak chocolate.
Because if it ain't Hershey's, I don't want it.
Yeah, it's like a weak caffeine chocolate.
No.
It's caffeine.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, sorry. Finals hours will be posted up on the DAG website. Flex dollars, again, use or lose them by December 19th at 8 p.m. After 8 p.m. they're going to be gone, so you can't plan on using them like during the late night period there too. For upcoming events, they have student choice. One out, so there's going to be a wing bar at D Hall. Oh, that was yesterday. Not bad. Superfood Tuesday is going to be every Tuesday. That's not this winter squash. Retail promotions on the 6th. There's going to be a waffle pop-up at Admin, so I encourage you guys to go out to that. Stir fry is going to be at the Skylight on the 13th, which is next Thursday. The waffle pop is going to be this Thursday. And then there's going to be a steak and cheese pop-up at the Outtakes and Commons on Wednesday. There'll also be chicken and vegetarian. And then Starbucks gift bags will return this week, so you can get the Starbucks gift bags to gift out for final stuff. And then the grain fuel snack kits will return to Outtakes final week. And that's all I have.
Great, thank you.
Wow.
Okay. Announcements. I have a few. Stress-free zone. FYI, when is that?
December 11th, from 10 to 3.
Thank you.
Wow.
So,
Do you need anything else from officers for that?
we need, yeah, releases just for volunteers. There's a sign-up genius on the, yeah, not just the FYI sign, but like the Google Doc. Yeah.
How are the shirts coming off?
So basically we have shirts for us, and then we're gonna raffle off the rest that we ordered. So we ordered about like 40, 50 or so. Because we couldn't order like 200 like we previously planned. So now we're ordering just for us and then raffling off the rest. So.
Alright, so I have some logistical stuff about next meeting. Does anybody else have any other announcements as to what's happening this week? No? Great. Alright, so next meeting. This is the way it's going to go. So we'll have some confirmations. We have 2, I think. Yeah, so 2 confirmations, so about 30 minutes for that. And then I think Colin, like 4 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, said somebody was coming in to speak about the round. Not sure if that's still happening. Beautiful. Okay. So then we're probably just gonna do like a fun activity, like just like bond before we go off for break. Probably like food of some kind. Probably like a potluck, so feel free to bring things if you can. I'll probably bake something or like 2 things, but if anybody else brings stuff, that's all I have to eat. So it's up to you. So we'll probably do that for a little bit, and then speaker elections will be at the end of that meeting. So just making you all aware so that you all can like plan accordingly. If you want to talk to me about like the behind the scenes logistical parts that go into it and like time commitment, I can walk you through some of that and just let you know like fully what you're getting into before you run this room.
It was like someone from like next week or last meeting was like the Dr. Wadowski someone coming.
That's what we just
That was the right person. Oh.
So Brenda said she'll double check. So yeah, Brenda's gonna be running that. You know, we love her. But yeah, so my calendar's open. Feel free to seriously, like, if you want to run, if you want somebody to talk to about it, let me know. I won't tell you not to run. I'll just tell you what goes into it. That's all. All right. Does anybody have any questions about that? Yeah. Is that a question?
Yeah, not about that specific topic.
What's up?
So last Senate meeting is on the 10th. As for office hours, when is the last
whichever next week is. Nobody, this is our last week.
For office hours?
Yeah, because next week is study day falls on that week, so it wouldn't be fair for the people at the beginning of the week to have to do it, like people at the end wouldn't. So I think this week is the last one. If you all have a date on your what?
I already bought my plane ticket. I was like, I'm gonna go on my office hours and then I'm gonna get on the plane.
Well, now you can.
That's okay. I already bought it. That's fine.
You can sign your office hours.
No, I won't. I won't. But I put that in my. I put that in mind.
It's only an hour, but I'm sorry.
I put that in mind already. But okay, thanks though. Thanks
Okay.
Sorry.
But yeah, so this week will be your last office hours. If there happens to be a date for next week, don't worry about it. Everybody's been going now. SRC appeal date is when?
Tomorrow at midnight.
I'm good enough for it.
So if you're second rep cut in any way and you don't feel like you agree with that, you can appeal it. Anybody's pissed off. Alright, so we're gonna wait for this confirmation.
Oh, wait, what?
Stephanie's going to do that.
That's what we had to do for January.
I guess I put that on her to see if it crosses.
I mean, she just got out of class, so like, I'm gonna give her a few minutes.
Oh, I was gonna say,
Like she had a 5 to 6:15 and 6:30 to like whichever way it breaks out for like an hour and a 15 for each. She had a class from 5:15 to 8:30.
That's
like
right.
today.
I have
Well, I hope she's awake.
You have delicious information?
something
I don't know.
named on her resume to help speed up the process if you guys don't mind me to ask.
Wait, did you just say you're gonna give her your resume?
He's on a nominated.
Yeah.
She's on the first.
Oh,
We're
there's
not gonna give her
a
resume.
Well, no, just to see if the I'm going to say that.
You don't call it dead. There's no one around.
I really don't want to do that because everybody else gets a chance. Nobody else gets this, so just keep it uniform. That way, if anything happens, nobody can ever say like, the process is different.
Can we bring up your quiet over there?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Watch this.
oh, honey, just Saturday. There's two senators here. Like,
Huh?
so that.
I think this is.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh,
Wait, around?
She had to go to the bathroom and it was so fun.
Oh, you can sit anywhere.
Oh.
You told her to run?
Yeah, so she could come back and she was like, should I? I was a girl.
Yeah, Brand.
We should wait.
I'm gonna fill in this.
Do you have access to the minutes?
I do.
She might put them in the folder.
That's fine.
Oh, you got them.
I'll just send it to Sarah.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Alright. Hi, Stephanie.
Hello.
Alright, so we're gonna go around the room and do a round of introductions. We're gonna say our name, our pronouns, and the position if we have one. You can feel free to do the same once you get to your turn, okay? So hi, I'm Lily, I'm the Speaker of the Senate. I, she, her pronouns.
Hi, I'm Brenda, the Executive Vice President, and she, her pronouns.
My name's Brian Moore, I'm the Speaker for Senate, and he's here.
Candace Martinez, Assistant Director for Leadership and Governance. I serve as the SGA Advisor. So I was in the Friday. Somebody. I wasn't there. I had to. Was I there? No, I wasn't there.
You were not there. This was in Columbus.
It's fine.
Welcome. She, her pronouns.
So I'm Stephanie. I also use she, her pronouns. I'm Yasmin. Yes. Senator, she, her pronouns. I'm a boy. Senate, FYI, she, her pronouns.
Mary Wellington, Senator, she, her pronouns.
Hi, I'm Patrick Reed. I'm a senator for the SGA. I use he, them pronouns.
I'm Kai, Senator Ethan.
I'm Reese. I'm a Senate FYA.
I'm Liam, I'm a senator, I issue.
Hi, I'm Jordan. I'm a senator.
Hi, Robbie.
Hi, I'm Robbie. I'm Secretary. She, her pronouns.
I'm Jared. I'm a senator.
Great. Alright, so Stephanie, you'll have 3 minutes to just kind of like introduce yourself to us. You'll just want to tell us like what drew you to the election board position, possible time commitments you might have, and that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, you can start whenever.
So I've been nominated for the position of election board member. And I'd like to be elected to that for the upcoming academic year.
Cool. Starters? What questions do you have? Yes?
What do you know about this position?
You just foresee the elections of yesterday. Make sure there's no corruption.
What is that?
So, one thing,
Right here.
Why are you interested in election board?
I feel like it really fits me also because I think the SGA is really important for the whole school because I think that this organization really makes a lot of decisions for the school and just the entire faculty and the community's well-being. And I think that I can really be a part of that. And I think that my personality really suits the election board members because I'm not like so political savvy, but I'm also very intuitive and I'm able to investigate things. If I see that something's wrong, I will go for it. And yeah, I'll like put them under investigation and I will find out what is wrong.
Jared.
yeah, so along with the investigative piece of election board, making sure that it's nobody's actually advancing the results, right?
Yeah, no conflict of interest.
Right, exactly. That's a big thing. But another big thing is that, or at least it's been a problem recently, is participation in the election.
Mm-hmm.
So in the last election, like last year, there's only 5% participation. There's only like 600 students who actually voted. Yeah. Pretty good. So, do you? Well, I mean, that's definitely a piece of the position, right?
Yeah.
It's making sure that you can get as many people to vote as possible because you want the student body voice to be heard, right? And I guess my question is more, do you have any experience in like outreaching?
You mean like networking?
Not necessarily networking, just like getting out information and getting people to know what's going on, when it's going on, or at least, is that something you think that you might be good at?
Yeah, you can implement them through like a variety of things, whether explicit or implicit. Also, I do also work for the police as a student marshal, so I already know like everything that goes on in the entire community. Like everything that I go to, I could go and I could just talk to every single student organization that's there. So they're aware. You could always make posters or like just do like public advocating, literally talking to people so that there's like no way they can like refuse you in like if you do it in person or you just do it online. Do a lot of like you send out a bunch of emails and like do a lot of fundraisers. Just like there are a lot of ways you can just get this information out there.
I don't know how much it was asked already.
Alright. Stephanie, can you tell me a little bit about your time commitments for next semester and how you can best prepare for anything that could come up or how many credits you're taking, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so my plan is to take around 15 or 16 credits for next semester in spring. And I really don't have any other commitment besides working for the police. And that really doesn't have that many hours because it's really well formulated, spread out for a lot of student marshals. So other than that, I also like live on campus, so I'm just here 24/7. Yeah, so I'm like always present.
Sure.
How did you find out about this position?
And a couple of people like in the finance board, they recommended, like they talked to me about it, and it seemed like it really
Did they
did.
like reach out to you strengths do you think you would bring to the election board?
Election board. I know I'm very like direct. I make sure that it, you know, like any responsibility that is actually like my job, because it's my job, I'll do it.
Awesome. Can you tell me who you reached out to?
Scott told me about it.
Alright, senators that I haven't heard from. Do you all have any questions?
Have you, what year are you?
I'm a freshman.
Oh, you're a freshman, okay. Let's ask you about these questions.
Jerry?
Have you been involved with SGA in high school?
Not SGA, but like model down. Yeah.
So, how do you think that being on the election board can benefit you or help you grow?
Oh, like me personally?
Like having this position if you were elected, how do you feel as though being on the SGA election board can help you become a better leader or can, you know, just improve your time at UMBC going forward?
I think that it would help me because it would really help me integrate into this campus and campus life and student life, and I would have a better understanding of like where I'm going, like where I'm going to in terms of like, this college that I'm going to. I'd have a better understanding of like, because you're here for your entire college, so it's good to really understand it and be a part of it. Yeah.
So apart from actually doing the job, because that's like a given, but like what else would you contribute to? What else do you feel like you could contribute to election board?
I think I could really raise awareness through like advocacy and just telling everyone in like all my friend circles, everyone know. I think that a lot of people could care more if we can just like put in the effort for it. I also think that it would really help me because like where I'm going, like in terms of like my career and stuff, I would really like to interact with like, because I'm doing like business and stuff, so like these like forming these like relationships and like all these like relations is very like important for me.
Just to clarify, what's your major?
I'm a double major in biology and global studies.
Stephanie, can you tell me a little bit about, in your words, what the SGA is and how you could tell students what SGA is?
The SGA is a student organization. It's like the government of UMBC, essentially. It's something like an organization, a student organization you can actually reach out to if you like want something changed, or if you feel like you're dissatisfied with something and you want someone to listen to you, then this is like the organization that you would go to. Because they're just students just like you, but they're leaders and they actually follow your advice.
Alright, any other remaining questions? Alright, we're going to move into a period of discussion. The discussion is limited to SGA senators or the new members, but it's a discussion between us.
Okay.
So, who has discussion points?
You just didn't work. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can stay here. Yes?
Words. So, she has her composition tonight. I think she compiles a lot, like contribute factors from the previous university in certain aspects. But I don't know. Like, and I don't know where I don't know. That makes sense. I don't know where I'm going yet.
Miriam,
I feel like job. And I would have liked to hear more, I guess, qualitative reasons as to why election board, you should be, or she should be a elected election board member. So, yeah.
In reference to the debate on why she was nominated, at least for going on that, what I can say is the fact that because of her connections not only to Russia, but her ability to be very direct, to kind of just say what needs to be said and do what needs to be done. And it's we have these kind of people on the board already confirmed who will be doing the outreach, but we didn't really have someone we were confident in just holding as that person who says, this is something's wrong, we need someone to deliver the news and to debilitate it fairly, or not deliberate it fairly. That's kind of the main point of who actually was brought forward for our position, because the connections would be there as a student marshal, but the main thing is her ability to do what needs to be done when it needs to be done.
Yeah, this, and I actually was going to speak about books. I know I mentioned that in the last information that I looked for that a lot in some of the election board. And it's funny, this a lot of what has happened previously this evening has kind of culminated into this, that our previous debates have kind of come back up. I'm sort of on the fence here. I would like, if possible, to hear some of the other senators' testimonies to what they think as well. If we were to vote right now, I would vote no. I would like to kind of hear some other perspectives as well. So I would ask that if you have some on your mind, please speak your mind. Because I am interested to hear what the rest of the body thinks.
I'd like to be the representative in this one if we can throw it ahead now. For me personally, I don't feel, I don't feel convinced enough that there's enough of an understanding of the intricacies of the position outside of doing the job. And so for me, even after asking some of the probing questions to try to get to those things, I still didn't get them, so I will do it. Miriam?
I actually want to hear from more senators before I respond, but just to comment on Liam's point. After that, I see what you mean about directness, but I feel like there's also like a lack of like, I don't know. It almost seems as I don't know. It's like the ultimate kind of like unbiased, sort of like I'm like but I don't know if that's I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's Stephanie.
Yeah.
Hey, Stephanie, I think that when you're talking about the directness thing, I think that she really good at being direct. I don't know, from the other people that we've talked to, I don't know if I've seen anyone who was as direct as her or who was as blunt. And I think that's actually a good thing. But like sort of like Yad and Patrick, I feel like I'm on the fence a little bit. I don't know if that's because I'm comparing like her, I guess like her personality, like the way she communicates, like compared to other people, say communicated differently. So like I don't want to use that to like make a bad judgment about if she could do the job, because we're saying that we think she could do the job. But
the way I kind of see Stephanie is she's a freshman student who is, I mean, she kind of reminds me of myself when I was a freshman, but she's trying to get involved in anything, I guess, right? Because she didn't seem too passionate necessarily about SGA, but she's trying to get herself involved and get stuff like to do. So she seems like she's a hard worker in my book that is trying to get involved in the school but doesn't know really where to go yet, right? And while that being said, maybe passion for SGA is something that we're looking for in this position. And I remember from one of like the previous candidate that we just had, right, was a candidate who was a little bit more passionate and able to do the job, right? Now, Stephanie brings to the table what's kind of unique is her directness and bluntness, and she's definitely very capable of doing the job, I feel like, in my mind. So for me, I guess the question is, do I want to give her that opportunity to just try and figure out, or to get involved on campus, right, without, or to get, just to stay involved, or to get involved in a place on campus, right? And with the chance that she's potentially going to go somewhere else from SGA, right? But again, also saying that I think that she could do the job well as long as Jessica directs her well. And again, with her bluntness, I think that actually is, or the ability, I think that the ability to sort of break down a situation, or to see, I guess, where a situation is failing and be able to identify it and then correct it is a valuable piece of the team. And because of that skill, I think, while I'm on the fence with a lot of you guys, I think I lean more toward yes. But I don't know, that's my 2 cents.
Great, so I have
No offense.
That being said, after hearing everybody's comments, I'm still very in the middle, where I see her benefits and her uniqueness being able to come in and maybe be that anomaly in election board. You know, not a familiar personality or like just not a familiar type of person that we probably see before in those positions. Maybe that's what we need to shake it up. At the same time, I don't know what it is. It may be echoing off of what you said a bit early in the answer that you received, but it's just something where I'm just like, I'm not moving toward no, but I'm not moving toward yes. And I'm not sure out of anything that she said, I don't know where you got Jared, where I think she can do the job, but at the same time, I don't think that she can't not do the job.
You're not sure that she can do the job?
I'm not sure, yeah.
I agree with you. Sorry to put you on the spot, but you asked me to do this.
Okay, so I've been thinking about this. I was questioning, like, to myself, like, whether the directness and bluntness, yes, that's very valuable, but if I'm thinking long term, I believe that if she were to be passed through Jessica, Jessica has the capability to lead her into the right direction, but I'm just thinking long term.
Alright, I have Patrick,
Yeah, I was going to ask very quickly, Todd, and your responses on this. I just wanted to know if you responded to because it was brought before the nominating committee, or like there's a specific reason why you thought that this was a good legislation piece to sponsor.
If we vote yes, we're technically sponsoring the bill from the way that nominating committee stand forward. Okay. Yeah. Just understand that.
And the reason why I voted yes in the nomination was that it was a small group. It was just the 3 of us and Stephanie. And that small group, there was like more. You could tell that there was direct bluntness, and that's what I really like. I'm trying not to be roundabout, so I'm trying.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, so my point is that was definitely an issue that came out for me. What swung me was Jessica being being the chair of that board and looking for someone to kind of fill a position that she felt she couldn't really fulfill. She mentioned that she has issues with like being able to be blunt and deliver like that kind of news and make those decisions, which is why she saw a lot more value in Stephanie than I guess like now like weighing everything together, it might not be as wonderful, but in her eyes as the chair, that's kind of like where she's going. That's what swung me for my yes vote on the committee and why I'm continuing and plan on voting yes here. Would like to continue advocating for her simply because while she might not be holistically the best in your eyes, in Jessica's eyes, it was a piece that she needed that she was missing, which is why I'm going to vote yes.
So I guess like I'm no longer on the fence because Yasmin's point. Yaz's about difference in personalities and like a diversity in personalities. I feel like we've gotten the same, I guess like the same type of people. I don't know how to put it. Same type of people, but I would like Stephanie to respond to whether or not election board is something that she's passionate about, like wants to do, or is it something that you're doing to get your feet wet for SGA? Is it something that you're, I don't know. I mean, it's completely fine for you to like, wrong answer. Yeah, there's no wrong answer. It's like, it's just, what is it?
I don't know what it means to get your feet wet.
Oh, so
I think that when you say you're going to do something, you do it. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what it means to commit something.
Okay, go off, Stephanie.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Like, whenever you do anything, you end it. Like, you do it, and then you commit to it. Because if you don't commit, then why are you doing it? Okay.
Got it.
Yeah.
I sort of know, not personally, but I tutored her for a little bit, and during that session, yeah. I know my name is
I'm sorry, I did not recognize you.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like,
but she was really, committed during the tutoring session, and she did show up. A lot of people don't show up, so that's saying something. It was a political, international relations 280. Yeah. And she's very driven, very focused, very determined to succeed. So all the points about like being committed and doing what needs to be done, she's for that 100%. So.
Great. All right. So there's no final comments. Is there a motion?
Move to approve JL 091819.
Second.
What was that?
All right. Anyone else register any extensions?
That's under the word.
No. Great. The representatives for. Are there any guests? All right. Not here. 0. With that, motion passes to second. Congratulations. So tomorrow, somebody should have reached out to you from the finance one, and so it'll be in the same room tomorrow. Whenever chat was designated, and you're there somewhere else.
Oh no! Use my free
If you ask the answer to the question, you answer with a yes or no, that's it. They're gonna be like, all right.
That's what I say. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Like, it's like it's true. Like I'm just a freshman. It's true. I don't have any experience, but like I can learn.
Go on.
Alright, let's get this show on the road. Alright, is there any work-related comments before the live stream turns off? Please.
Wash your hands.
Yes, please wash your
Thank
hands.
you.
Alright, if that's not, I'm gonna adjourn this meeting at 9:01.
I don't know how to do this, so.
It's like on the right.
It's on the right hand.
On the right side, it's a stop screen. There. Right.
Right.
This, oh,